Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully my internet doesn't go completely haywire. Yeah, we're doing episode 10. Episode 10 of the Night Gathering Hall podcast. It'll be starting, I want to say, in like 10, 15 minutes. I think Ryan is doing some Trio Wyvern right now. So I'm not going to kick him out of his game right at, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So we may be a little bit late, but that's still a lot better than before. Last time it was like hours before it got kicked off, so. Yeah. Hopefully everything's been good. It's been a while since I've been here. I've been incredibly busy. I've been sick. I've been doing a whole bunch of real life stuff. Trying to get caught up on things before the summer ends. But, good news. We got this from Goblin Merchant. So, everything is right. Everything is still good. See Mercy. Artoxis. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm in, like, there's, like, a huge storm hitting right now, so I hope it's not too bad. Nice to see you as well, Necro. Hope it's not too bad. Seems to be working okay. I canceled my other internet, finally. So, that finally happened. And I can save a bit of money on that. I see No Mac. Garlic Coin, welcome. Tornado warnings. Luckily, we don't have tornadoes where I'm at. Nice to see you, Ghost. Or Coast. A host. 5. Nice to see you over on YouTube. I'll bring chat up for a bit for everyone to see. I think it's already there, maybe. I don't know if it's working or not. I had to, like, resync everything. It'd been so long since I pressed the live button. I had to, like, redo all my streaming stuff. Yeah. So, it's good to be back. I have some really good... There's some really good topics tonight. I'm excited. Mine's, like, a little bit grumpy, a little bit controversial, but, I kind of want to talk about it because I feel like as the audience... I think the audience and I think, like, I just think the game is kind of, like, in a weird spot. I was watching Hutch a little. We'll talk about it during the podcast, too. I think one of Soapy's topics is about it. But I was watching Hutch, and he was kind of saying the same thing. Learn, read radar properly in my free time. Meteorology has always been on my side interest. Yeah, so I've been studying for my advanced drone pilot license. So, there's still water getting in there. Oh my god. I resealed this roof, and somehow, there's some way water gets in over there, and there's nothing I can fucking do about it. I resealed the whole thing. Got to do it again now. God damn it. It makes no sense to me on what's going on over there. The drone, not the water. Yeah, so advanced drone pilot license. It's kind of cool. In Canada, there's a whole bunch of laws. You basically have to study, like laws of, like, key things of, like, that pilots would study, and then do, like, a multiple choice test. It was crazy. I talked to one of the guys that, like, teaches the courses, and he's going to do, like, a flight review. So they have to, like, actually, they have to legitimately, like, teach you how to, like, you have to prove that you can fly a drone and not kill people, like, in manned, planes, so. Yeah, I have to do a bunch more stuff. It's kind of complicated. But it's for, like, agricultural purposes, you know? Flying drones. Been having fun running high move speed halberd and recurve. Yep. Halberd's a lot of fun. When it hits, there's nothing else quite like it. Thoughts on Dungeonborne and Dark and Darker? I've never played Dungeonborne. From what I've witnessed of Dungeonborne, the melee, or not the melee even, just, like, combat looks so arcadey. I don't think it's something I can get into. That's saying, like, I've never experienced it to really know. But damage numbers and all, like, the bounciness and, like the guy that has, like, a whole bunch of knives and he's just stabbing like an idiot, and you just see numbers popping up everywhere. It just feels a little weird. It feels a little weird. It looks jarring compared to what I'm used to. I'm not gonna straight up say the game is trash, but when you listen to, like, Jay or anyone else talk about it, that's kind of their impression. And I really don't think it's a game I would enjoy after playing Dark and Darker. I just don't think. I see you, Eames. I see you, Phantom. Yeah, so probably not going to be playing that anytime soon with my spare time, as you know, it's difficult to get the time to do this shit already, so I'm probably not gonna play it on like a mediocre version of Dark and Darker. Sorry. Let's see. We're gonna get all this shit off. This is my crystal sword build I've been messing with. I did a few runs last night just for fun. 50% PDR, 295 move speed. The only thing, I just can't really get my damage up much. My damage just isn't quite where I want it to be. We got good move speed, good plate, but not a lot of damage or HP. So, kind of like playing with this, trying to find a way to make it possible to actually have like good success with a cheap. This is all cheap gear. Like this gear is incredibly cheap. We may have to move on from one of these crystal swords though. I end up buying a couple frostlight swords, whatever they're called, because I really want to try them. So I'm just stuffing everything in here. I don't know where it's gonna go. We're probably gonna, like I said, I have way too much shit. We're probably gonna have to move some stuff along. And this is a crazy thing. I ran kits last night, just like from my inventory, and somehow I still have like too much stuff. It's just disgusting how many things I have. Also, 92 agility, nice. Blocking a dodge support feels like an ability. The enemy weapon doesn't even have to hit your sword to get blocked. Yeah, I've heard some like mixed reports on like people enjoying like the combat or hating the combat. Like the blocking and parrying and all that stuff seem like intricate in some way. Like there's like options, but I don't really know if they're like good options or it's like engaging and fun. I've just heard that like the game is different that way than Dark and Darker, but I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I am gonna use Crystal Sword while we do podcast just for fun. I don't really care. I want, yeah, there we go. We'll see what we can do damage wise with a base kit Crystal Sword. I mean, we could go with this guy. It's only one less willpower. But let's see what we are for move speed when I do this. That's the big question. If I'm at like a reasonable move speed where it's like if I build a kit, I'll be at the same move speed I usually play it. It's a little light. It's a little slow. I might need to switch helmets. Might have to go Chapelle de Fer or something. More options, very interesting, but overall game is clunky. Yeah, it needs a lot of time. Been liking your videos a lot lately. Thanks, Caleb. Yeah, I've been trying to do, like, obviously I haven't been streaming as much, so I've been trying to, like, keep everyone, keep all of, like, the content coming. I just think, okay, this is kind of something we were talking about a little bit during the podcast as well, but there is, like, part of me that's just not really enjoying the way Dark and Darker is right now. Like, the current bracket system and, like, the gear and the lobbies. I'm watching a lot of people play the game, and I'm just, like, kind of cringing at some of it. And I don't cringe often. I don't even use that word very often. So it just feels awkward for me. Feels awkward for me. Yeah, Ghost, you could be right. Are you guys is the chat working? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Definitely more arcade. Yep. Okay, I don't think this is too slow. 293 isn't horrible, but it isn't amazing either. I wonder if there's anything we can do that's like a little bit faster. I mean, we could change this chess piece and go like this, just to be quicker. We look fancy as hell too, honestly. Look really fancy. Yeah, it has this feeling. I know. There's part of it just because it's an extraction game, but I also think like there's just like some weird. It's just like weird. Oh, we could do those gloves. I don't like the agi and the strength. Okay, we could do this. Let's do this and keep our keep something a little bit. You know what? Let's go Templar. Hell with it. I feel like I'm gonna miss the strength though. Dex and let's see. There we go. Yeah, we're a little slower. We might need to just go with a different chess piece. So I just find like one thing that I'm really struggling with. I'm not really enjoying watching people play the game either, which is like kind of bad, honestly. That's not that much faster, honestly, so. Is what it is. Alright. We're gonna join these boys, and we'll talk about it all. We'll talk about it all with the guys. I'll join the Discord here. I've been kind of been slacking. White progress is way too fast. I'm just not enjoying, like, the lobby system right now. I think the 125 plus and, like, the gear and just, like, Timmy's getting stomped, and it just, like, feels a little bad. Feels a little bad across the board, honestly. Maybe we... I'm trying to figure out a way here to get a little bit dexterity, but not... I mean, we are using recurve, so it's not as crucial, but I don't know if this chess piece is the play. I don't know if it's the play at all. I don't think there's anything else I really want, though. We could just do Dubwood for dex. We're probably gonna, whatever. We look fancy. We look fancy. We'll go with the fancy boy setup. All buttoned up with a Crusader helm. I kind of like that. I wonder if we're gonna try Wyvern, so I might have to take a lot of arrows. The Crusades were a great time. Yeah. There needs to be some new stuff. Even just like a split on the lobbies themselves. Like, just a new thing, you know? Alright, I'm gonna join these guys. We'll talk about it. I apologize if I missed some messages. I will try to catch up with everything you're asking at the end. We do a little bit of Q&A at the end. But I'm probably gonna have to take chat away. We'll do the podcast stuff. We'll get into some really good conversations. And then I'll catch up with you guys. I'll be checking. Like, I look... Because, like, there are some times where I don't know answers to certain things, and you guys definitely have the answers right there handy. And I will keep an eye on chat. It's just really difficult to do everything. 2 chats, 2 guys, 2 screens, you know, a game. It's kind of crazy. Hello, hello.
Hey, listen.
I'll save that thought because we're going to be talking about it later anyway. So I'll save that.
Oh.
Yeah, you just came out with the full controversial juiciness fucking... You guys are just going crazy, man.
Here's the thing. Like, I just take a week off and then just throw bombs when I'm, like, not live, right? Yeah. Look at all these idiots, you know, playing the game.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Are you guys good to hop in right away?
I think so. Is the topic thing? I haven't checked. It's all good. Yeah, you guys got
topics are updated. Yeah.
All right.
I got my intro ready. It's probably not sized properly, but it's good to go.
Yeah, I am good to go as well. I can give you a countdown if you are also ready, Ryan.
Sure.
I am ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Dude, every time. That intro still slaps. Every time.
It would have been a lot better if I didn't mute the audio, but it still worked.
Oh.
It still worked.
No.
It's still good. We'll get it next time. Perfect. Yeah, it'll be perfect next time.
There you
Episode
go.
10.
One of us has to fuck it up. Normally it's me. I got it right. So it is episode 10. Yeah,
I think
Chat was gaslighting me. Yeah, it is episode 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh boys, there is a lot to talk about. I guess we wait for Goblin Caves before we hop right into a game.
Goblin's
But
good.
oh man, you know what? I'll kick it off. I think my topics first. So, first of all, I guess for the patch today, just to quickly go over that. They did say they made some changes to the servers, whether it be like server maintenance or whatever it is, right? I was playing the thing that was most noticeable today is I was playing Druid right before the podcast, and bro, every door jump felt like extremely snappy. Could have been placebo or something or whatever, but if you just do enough like door jumps, you just miss one because the servers fuck up occasionally. Like obviously some of it's of course human error, but like just occasionally it won't let you go through. But dude, every single door jump today, just going right through.
Oh, okay.
So the game's feeling pretty crispy. I wouldn't say my normal games felt any different, but yeah. But I don't know. Have you guys been up to anything? Wilson, you said you haven't even really been playing too much.
I've been grinding, just like not streaming a lot. Honestly, I didn't really notice too many issues before, so I don't know what got fixed. But that sounds great. If druids can run from me even more and jump through doors even easier now, lovely.
Oh jeez.
I honestly didn't experience too many problems before at all. So I don't know if there was like something. Maybe Ryan, you've noticed something different. I don't know.
So at first, oh yeah, I'm on East now with you guys, but
oh yeah,
at first I didn't notice anything. Then someone in chat said, "Hey, do you still get stutters when someone loads in?"
Oh.
And I realized I did not notice any stutters when I was like roaming around the map. So that might have been one of the big, like, I don't know what to call them, like bug fixes that was targeted with this most recent patch, because it was discussed a lot. Like this week and last week, that was discussed. Players were using their essentially performance meters to determine if a player was around.
Okay, I did use that today.
Oh, you did use that today?
Yeah, maybe though it was just like me thinking that I did, but I didn't type of deal. Maybe that's what that was. But yeah.
It could still be in though.
Maybe less.
Oh, I just stuttered.
I just got a stutter.
I just stuttered.
Yeah.
Oh,
Iron Mace.
Though we're all in different locations. Oh, I guess you guys are right next to me. You guys are like right next to me. Maybe it didn't get fixed. Maybe it didn't get fixed.
I don't know, because who knows? But the patch was essentially just like a few tweaks, right? We'll see.
Yeah, just tweaks to whatever server tweaks they wanted to do. Yeah. Well, Ryan, did you get up to anything crazy this week in the game?
Anything crazy this week in the game? I tell you, I was a dude here, but I tried some old Inviso barb.
Oh my god.
Some landmine barb.
Yeah.
And I made it so it was basically a barb base kit, but I had enough knowledge to get the potions.
Oh, you're doing base.
Essentially. I made all the gear I bought was just like plus knowledge and like knowledge as the main. It just wonks you in the head. But it worked out surprisingly well, and that led me to the discussion of is Invis too strong? Which wasn't a topic, but we'll see that for another week. But that's kind of what I've been up to this week. Pretty goofy stuff.
Okay.
I've just been doing budget stuff. Budget everything.
Oh my god. I have something for you today, bro. Today I was doing budget kits. I could spend 1,000 gold, and I was going in 1v2 and just seeing who we could kill. Like how many teams could we take down or whatever. And I was gonna corner here, careful. And dude, I ended up killing some kitted guys, not that many, until we saw a Frost Ore Crystal Sword Warlock. And we roasted him alive, dude. We roasted him. So again, Mike, my limit was 1,000 gold. That kit was 990. And we priced out everything in his kit, and it came to 25,000. I actually thought it would have been more. But still, yeah. So that's a 24K gold difference. So that was really fun. So I'm looking forward to that YouTube video when it comes out. But yeah, that was a really good one. Yep.
I'm just trying over here.
Yeah, and that's a little bit inspired from Joe's runs and stuff like that. And other people were saying they just wanted to see like people love the 0 to hero thing or like the budget kit thing because that kind of shows more what the average player's playing with or whatever.
I've been doing all like 2K budgets into 125s, which is like kind of a nice number to have fun with.
Yeah, you're probably still getting gear diffed pretty often.
Oh yeah,
with
that's I don't know if we're talking about it later or not, but like Yeah, there's a weird weird situation right now with like the 125s. I think it's really just unplayable unless you're in like 4 or 5K.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're okay with losing every time you go in there, sure. I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
But I was watching Hutch play earlier, and he was like, "What's the point of me ever going 125 plus? It's just stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have the money. I don't play enough. I'm not good enough at the game to just like generate mass amounts of wealth. And I'll just go in there and die to a guy that's way more geared than me." So he's like,
hold up.
Yes.
Wait till you try Rogue.
Oh,
yeah. I did not die a single time today. I didn't know it was Rogue.
He's doing Barbarian.
An average of like 2K plus a kit. So it wasn't like insane kits. There was actually, you know, there was a kit that was probably worth like 5 or 6K. But it was like Rogue, you just creep around, no invis needed, you could come up good. No matter what gear you have. I had like padded leggings, like very off meta stuff on the Rogue.
Yeah, he's doing Barbarian, and it's like, I mean, Hutch. This is like Hutch's first time really digging into the game, him and Summit. So, I guess I'm coming up to help. We'll probably just send it here into these guys. We don't have time to res.
They might even try to get on the thingy. I hit you with the wall.
It's alright, his cleric bonked him.
You would have been weaker, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, I think that actually, this 125 discussion, I think is a great transition into our first topic of the day, just from Soapy. Skill-based matchmaking in normals and arena.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be interesting to kind of discuss the matchmaking stuff that they keep... Oh, no, shut up. Discuss the matchmaking stuff they keep talking about. So I'm pretty sure if I had to guess, like the matchmaking stuff maybe should have been released this week. If just like judging by the things that they said, obviously we have no fucking idea if they actually should have been or not or whatever.
I apologize anyone for any like
but
stutter.
What is your guys' kind of like stance
pouring
on
rain right now?
Do you think skill-based matchmaking should be in the base game, or what type of matchmaking changes and style would you like to see in Dark and Darker?
Oof. Oh god.
Yeah. Should it
honestly
exist? And what is
it
like?
skill-based matchmaking, I don't know, but I was thinking about it earlier, trying to find a good answer for this, and like for this, because I've been in the same mindset, like how do we mix it up a bit to make it a little bit more fresh or exciting, or keep people where they need to be in terms of like gear and stuff. And, like we could, I'm almost tempted to like, I want to try like blue gear caps or something like that again, and maybe not like the gear score where like everything is like calculated per piece, where it's just like if you bring a blue, you're in the upper lobby. If you bring a, you know, it seems simpler that way, but maybe it's not enough.
Yeah, to direct it a little bit, like just to kind of like tell you where my head's at. I think skill-based matchmaking has literally zero place in the standard game, but in arena it needs to be like as skill-based matchmaking as possible. Yeah, right. So even if the queues are a little bit longer in arena, I think players are willing to do that because it should be the most, you know, skill indicative mode, right? But I think that the game having skill-based matchmaking at its core level is just going to make people really not enjoy the game. Like if you remember, you actually made this reference like pretty recently with what Grayson said. This was before Steam. He was saying that, you know, with how sweaty the game was before Steam, like every single fight was like a fucking life or death with one mistake, right? The game was so sweaty at that point that a lot of people just lost interest because every fight was like their potential last fight. People were min-maxing every single engagement because you had to in the dungeon, right? People will only third party or fight if like scenarios are entirely ideal. So I don't know, but do you guys think that it should exist in the game at all? Is it an arena only thing?
I could see it for arena maybe. I just don't know, like it's such a weird problem with this game where it's like gear and skill, like can they coexist? And I don't know how to like differentiate like people just in like a rogue, like Ryan was saying, like a rogue with this like mediocre gear. Like is it kill death ratio? Like is he gonna, like, you know what I mean? Is that rogue actually as skilled as a guy that's like sweating it out on some other class with like mediocre gear as well? And then it's like, okay, let's just throw legendaries in there. And not like this, Joe brought it up on the podcast Darkest Hour, like pretty clearly that this game struggled to find like a way to demonstrate skill since it's released. And I don't know if skill-based matchmaking is the, I don't know how they do both, like skill-based matchmaking, and then it's like you're a really skilled player, but is legendary gear, is that considered the most skilled way to play this game, sitting in legendary gear? Or is it blue gear? Or is it green gear? Is it whites? You know, should arena just be like greens only? I don't know. That's so tough. I agree though. I think they need to find a way to make it as balanced as possible that way, or else it's gonna be very, very frustrating.
That's true. What Tarkov do with the arena that caused it to fail? Did they have like, any kind of gear,
Tarkov,
or not gear rating, but like gear
Tarkov had
at all?
kits. Tarkov had kits that you could level up, and as they got better, you could like get a better like build essentially. So if you picked, let's say, like engineer or something from Battlefield, and then you unlocked all the different, like, progressed down that line, that pathway, you end up unlocking something that was really, really strong. And then other people that chose a different pathway were getting like basically out-meted by the people that chose the other build paths. That took a lot of time to grind for. So there was so much imbalance between the different directions you could take with your kits and your builds. If you chose wrong and invested time into it, you're just getting like every lobby was full of that one meta thing that was like very, very strong.
Yeah.
And it was kind of locked behind like leveling it up in time and putting effort into getting that specific kit. It was odd, yeah.
So my original answer to this question was yes, arena should be like full-on skill-based matchmaking if it's balanced for that, and there shouldn't ever be skill-based matchmaking in dungeon. But it really depends on what tier gear and how they balance gear, because there are clear strengths to some classes the lower gear score you go, right? Like Slayer, for example. I love playing Slayer in no gear lobbies because it's so strong. That 5 weapon damage goes so far. But I don't even know. There really is not a good way to measure any kind of skill in this game at the moment. Just because there's so many differences in gear and also ungear.
Yeah.
But I am in the school that they definitely should add any kind of skill-based matchmaking to dungeon, because that honestly that'd kill the game. You can't casually play the game after that.
Yeah, that's like the Valorant syndrome, where you can't play unrated unless you're in like a fucking immortal lobby, because there's skill-based matchmaking, right? So, yeah, I can see that. I see a lot of people mention like KD and whatnot, but the problem with KD is if you turn on KD,
going? Where are the stabs going? Right through the guy, man.
On a shitty set, and
it's like my sword's going right through him.
Farm like dying essentially. Like they'll do like reverse like farming in their shitty kit, so then they'll have a low KD, and then they'll put their good kit on when they have their fucking KD skill base, whatever the fuck, is low. So it'll make it hard to balance for that, but yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of having like arena being kind of plain Jane in terms of like gear and whatnot.
Oh, for sure.
I think the rewards could be really cool and exciting and stuff like maybe you can use in the dungeon, right? So like you do have some like reason to go in there and like win. But I don't know how I feel about like I've been really like honestly just completely frustrated with like the past week or two in these lobbies. It seems difficult to watch and also like play sometimes. Where it's just like you just see rogues everywhere or whatever it is, or people getting. We'll talk about this a little when I talk about streamer problems, but it's been difficult to like enjoy the last couple of weeks with how like stale the metas have been. There's been not a lot of content. No one's doing HR bosses. It's like we just go in PvP and Goblin Arena. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And unless I'm building 30k kits every fight and really min-maxing my meta setups and stuff, it's like I just have to accept I'm gonna lose a lot because it's It's the way gear works. I mean, I run into a fully juiced up fighter with legendary stuff on across the board. I don't even know if I have time to kill him throughout the 10 minutes without running into four different rogues, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it just closes the door, drinks a couple potions, closes. You can go on forever until you find another guy that third parties. It's tough. It's really tough at that type of gear.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they had like some soft things, you know, like obviously you need to make sure that like the Steam Timmies don't have like their first game on, you know, which is kind of done with gear score, you know, with your first gear score, you know, you're under 25. There's no way that you could ever match against somebody who's like, you know, gonna shit on you in gear, right? Because your first game, you don't have any gear. Yeah. What they do after that point, I am not sure. Oh, you're already Resident Wilson? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what they do after that point. Yeah.
I think we all agree though, like arena should be a way to show skill, not your gear.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a way to show off your kit
Bro.
you built for 60K.
I don't want to say we're in the minority for that, but I think there's more people than we think that want it to be just like you bring in your best gear, and if you gear diff people, fuck it. That's your reward.
You're just better
for
at the
being
game.
better and getting all that money and whatever. Even though that's not technically the case, right? It's not really the case, you know, it's your gear diffing or whatever, but I think there is a good chunk of people who want that, and you could debate 1,000,000% that is the game. That is the game. The game is gear diffing, it is power tripping, whatever, right? So, and then some people also debate, is the game even deep enough to not be that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
The combat systems, like, and all the stuff, like, class balances, is it... Yeah. Is it that type of game to have an arena that's just for skill? But I think trios, sure. But I think solos will struggle to be... If you can even do solo arena, I don't know.
You have to. God, I hope you can. Yeah,
I think that will be the biggest struggle, because that's where everything just comes to a really bad and ugly situation where it's just like rogues. Oh, sorry, Ryan. You'll get the next lift. It's okay. Yeah, it's solos is where all these a lot of these problems. Oh, that's the wrong guy. Start to like show their ugly head a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, I think the game feels really good right now from a matchmaking perspective. Like, I think gear score is working. Is it ideal? Maybe not, but I do feel like it's working personally. Like, I really, really enjoy, you know, playing the game with the way that the matches flow. I like the 125s. Again, I don't think it's perfect, but I like it. I like the way that HR feels outside of the things that aren't necessarily about the game, which we're going to talk about later. But yeah, okay, cool. So I think we're all in agreement. Yeah, skill-based matchmaking in arena, keep it the fuck out of the base game. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
With it.
All right. I forget who has the next topic. It is.
Is it mine?
It's you. It's.
Oh god.
It's fucking.
Oh yeah, you got
streamer problems.
This one's going.
I honestly like. Okay, this was like a random thought I had because I'm just saying, I've been watching a lot while I'm playing. If I'm just like recording or whatever, and it feels like, I mean, months ago, Repose was talking about stream snipers, right? And it's a big problem. This was like a month ago. And it does feel like recently it's happening to a lot more people. And it just seems like every single time I watch a stream or someone play the game, it's like their game is being impacted by something that isn't like part of the game. You know what I mean? It's stream sniping, people going in and fighting them. So you get a whole host of people just like trying to fight the streamer guy with like their longsword or whatever. Like last night, for example, I was queuing, and I was like, I'm just going to queue, like, I'm going to queue at the start of Goblin when another, like, popular longsword streamer was queuing. It wasn't like stream sniper or nothing. I said, I'm just curious, because I play this game a ton on the busiest time during the busiest servers. And it's like, I watch so many other people have, like, a different experience during different times of the day. And then I watch, like, the big guys when they're, like, getting into these normal or Goblin Caves lobbies and normals. And it feels like their whole experience is not how like a normal person would experience this game. It just seems so different to me. So let's just, for example, I queued during then, and I had 3 to 4 longsword guys in every one of my lobby with like junk shit on, because I know for a fact they're trying to fight the other longsword guy. And it's like, it's so easy to do, and then it's like, in my head, I'm just thinking, like, can you actually have, like, a natural experience streaming this game right now? Is that even possible? I'll leave it. You guys can discuss this, but it seems like a challenge.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty fresh off some spicy interactions.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So pre the game coming out on Steam, I had like maybe 350 average viewers or something. Never got sniped ever. Like never got sniped ever. Ever since Steam's come out, and I think all of our like viewership has kind of grown or whatever. I've noticed. I don't know if it's because like the influx of other streamers and other this type of shit. But yesterday was probably the worst case I've ever had of it. It was like I hate complaining about it. I hate saying that that's what it was, but I think anybody who was there at the time can vouch for that. I don't feel like I'm somebody who overly complains about that.
Shut up, Logics.
Really complains about it at all because it never really happened up until recently. Two guys, came up to me in the pre-game lobby before they inspected me. I know that, like, I have a certain build or whatever with the windlass recurve and whatever. But in that lobby, I didn't even have the windlass on my person. Like, there was no windlass that was on my body. And the guy just comes up to me without inspecting me and just says, "Hey, Sophie." You know what I mean? Just, "Hey, Sophie." In the pregame, no inspect, just comes up to me and says that. Not, "Is this Sophie?" or whatever. And I'm like, okay, all good. Match fast forwards, spawn rushed, all three of them pushing me. They have a UAV. They know where all my traps are. They know I'm a solo. They kill me. They talk shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all good. Well, that was actually after another instance, the game before. Two guys, again, spawn rushed, and they know where every trap was. They inspected and were talking to me in the pregame lobby. Same thing. I did have the audio muted during that time, so I'm not going to say what they said. They didn't say anything like super fucked up or anything.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, they So it was, like, back to back. It was, like, back to back. It was like, holy shit. But the problem is, like, is it an actual issue for the game?
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like I've playing this game not a lot, even though I have like a very small audience, and even like the odd time I'll run into people and be like, "Oh, it's just in your game," but I've seen like I was watching so many people last night that it was like after every time they were in a lobby, there was 2 to 3 people that were in their game, just in their chat instantly. The second instantly, like, "Hey, you just fought me," laugh out loud, like, and it's like
instant. Like, the match is still going on. They haven't even had time to loot your body, and they're like, "That's me, smile."
And so it's like, I don't know if everyone, like, obviously there's a lot of people that are aware of like stream sniping and all that stuff, but I think it also really breaks the experience for a streamer. Right? If you guys are playing the game, like trying to like get a natural like an opinion of what Dark and Darker's like, I honestly don't know how you can. It just seems so strange. Like, I was watching people that stream really earlier during like non-peak hours, and their lobbies look so different than what I'm used to. Like, so incredibly different. Like, if they're running a particular build, they're finding like mirror matchups of that build throughout their whole lobby, and I'm like, that seems odd. Like, I don't see that often. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, are these just people trying to fight the big streamer guy? And then, the big streamer guy gets an impression that. It just feels weird to me, like unnaturally weird, because I don't like to like experience the game other than like how anyone else would experience it, and it doesn't feel like that's really possible if you're like, I'm digging way too deep into some of this stuff, but it does feel like it's really weird to draw assumptions about the game you're playing when you're streaming to like a 300 plus people audience that are also like really changing and impacting your game.
Yeah,
like those things that are happening don't happen to like 99% of the player base. It's just weird.
So the one thing I want to say, so somebody in chat is saying such a small percent of players have this issue. There are other things to be focused on before catering to streaming. I do agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
However, the issue is also another issue tied to in this game of the pre-game lobby.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The way the pregame lobby works, inspecting and all that type of stuff, it's all kind of rooted in the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Stream sniping would be astronomically more difficult if the pre-lobby did not exist. You know what I mean? So I know this is kind of like a roundabout way of saying it, but just remove the pregame lobby. There's no way we really feel like it adds that much to the game. If anything, when you instantly load into the pregame and then you instantly load into a game right after, fuck, that's like the best Dark and Darker experience.
Yeah.
So I feel like some of that would be removed.
Like the like sort of the reason why I'm like touching on this too is because like I do think there'll be like with the balancing issues and stuff, like a lot of people have like a real loud or vocal opinion of what they feel the game should be. Well, they're content creators or streamers or whatever. I have no clue if SDF or anyone looks at or observes like what's going on and takes their opinions on the game. But if that's like, if this is happening alongside all those things, it kind of like you do have to somewhat realize like they're playing a different game. Like it's not the Dark and Darker that 99% of the player base is playing. So, you know what I mean? Like if they're getting killed repeatedly by ambush rogues, or like, you know, a month ago this was happening, that's probably not the experience for everyone. I mean, obviously ambush rogues are really strong in solos, but everything can be like amplified for the streamers and big content creators that are like live streaming this game particularly, I think. So I think like content creators need to be careful around the fact that like they are experiencing things a little differently. Like if you're listing stuff on the market and it instantly sells for crazy prices, it's probably because your audience is buying them. You know, people giving you gear back after you die because they know your name in normals chat doesn't happen to other people. Yes. So it's like, you know,
that's true.
I just find it. I find like these little things. Like I'm not saying they have to fix. I think it really sucks for you guys. Like anyone that's big and has a large audience, it really, really sucks. And I hope they do make some of those nice changes. But I think so many people are oblivious to the fact that they do have like an altered type of game they're enjoying. Like it's not exactly how some random average guy enjoys Dark and Darker. Yeah. That was kind of where yeah.
Have they announced any updates for the whole removing pregame? Because they were playing that for like over 2 months now, right? Getting rid of that lobby.
Yeah.
It's been like 8 weeks.
They said it's high prio.
When they originally said it, okay, I got kind of like a little bit scolded on Reddit for this because I had to go back and watch the interview again because when they originally said it, they said in a couple months you'll see the lobby system gone. And I remember people like Katie and everyone just being like, fuck yeah, in chat, like, this is amazing. But right as he said it, Terrence said, maybe, or potentially, like, it was hidden in there. There was a little moment, that I caught that was like, I don't think he said, like, this is confirmed, gone in 2 months. And so I argued, I think it was with Katie on Reddit, and she's like, why is everyone getting this twisted? They said they were moving it. And I went back and watched the interview again, and I was like, no, he said, he threw in a little, like, maybe. Like, it was like a little, like, moment of hesitation where he wasn't sure if it was going to be a few months. So everyone jumped on it as soon as it was mentioned during the podcast or during their Q&A that it was happening, and it wasn't quite ready. So,
okay.
Yeah. I don't know where it stands now. That was probably, like, 4 months ago or more.
Yeah.
Like, a long time ago.
There's some kits that I have in my stash that are like 20k right now that I really want to use in like 1v2s or whatever that I just know that I can't right now, unfortunately. Like it would be stupid. It'd be stupid to use them.
So like Ryan, do you like, I mean, you got a pretty good audience. Like, do you experience things that are just like strange? You're just like, I don't know if I can explain that.
So
while you're playing the game?
I might jinx it, but I haven't been stream sniped. Well, I haven't been stream sniped in a negative way yet. Every now and then, I'll get someone who, like, you know, is clearly stream sniping me, but they'll just, like, make a fart noise and then run to a spike.
Okay, typical like, Ryan behavior.
Those are the alright ones, you know.
Yeah. Your audience is just replication of you. I see how it is.
But it is an issue. It's an issue that does need to be addressed because, like you said, once this game is played at like, you know, the really broad audience level, we're talking full release. Like even now, we could say Summit and Soda Poppin'. They're very mainstream streamers.
Oh yeah.
But once they get to that level of gameplay that they're constantly getting stream sniped, it's gonna kill it for them. I mean, it already has in a way. I know Soda Poppin's brought it up.
I think it has for Jay. I think it has for Pose. I think I don't know if his stream title was legit, but he said unironically 20-minute delay. So
oh man, yeah.
I honestly think he's got to that point, and I remember he tweeted like a month ago suggesting, "Oh fuck, there's a bear." So it does affect things a little more than it's just unfortunate, and there's got to be ways to make it not so so prevalent.
Yeah.
I know people that like put screens up, they do like smoke screens, they do everything, like no audio, whatever, and it's still like there's people in there running towards them trying to fight streamer man, you know?
Yeah, even if you put a screen up and hide your audio, like they can't see your screen, they can't hear your game or whatever, it still happens. It still happens, bro. It's I don't know how. I don't know how these motherfuckers are talented at it, but yeah, it does still happen. It's
I remember Summit, this is maybe like crazy to say, but I remember I used to watch Summit a lot during PUBG, and he's like, look guys, don't stream snipe me. If you want to Q snipe me and you want to have like 1v1s...
saying something over... Speaking of, I don't know what they're saying, though. My game volume is at like 0.
I have no idea.
What they're saying.
Like,
what are they saying?
I think that's a knight teaching a guy how to play the game. I think that's what's happening.
Wait, really?
I have no idea, but it sounds like that type of direction. Yeah, I remember Summit suggesting, like, he didn't care too much about, like, people Q sniping, but it's like, if you want to just go and have a natural, like, PvP engagement in PUBG, fine. But just don't stream snipe me. You know, like, don't sit there all cringe watching me play the game, trying to, like, get that ambush rogue moment. So, anyway. It'd be tough. I mean, we could just not worry about it, but I do think if they're calling on people to, like, help them fix balancing stuff, I do think, like, streamers and content creators may have a bigger influence on this game. Oh, I just shot Ryan.
Fucking Panther, bro. What is he?
Okay. This is fried chicken. Nice.
Oh, shit.
So,
Wait, beyond stream sniping, was there any other streamer-specific problems that you want to bring up, Wilson? 'Cause when I first saw that, I thought it was gonna be a completely different topic. I'm not gonna lie.
I just wanted to like do a shout out of how I hate watching streams right now. Some streams. I'm super picky, man. I'm very picky, and I will say it's getting hard to watch Dark and Darker in a lot of ways. And I think this whole like I had someone say today that it was a PvP competitive game, and it just threw me off because I was like, this is not it. And the people that are playing and like have large audiences that think it's like a competitive PvP game because they're playing in like purples and legendaries just grind my gears. And I really think they just don't understand they're playing a different game than everyone else. It's just not that game.
The people who say that Dark and Darker is like a competitive fucking game are probably fucking plat in most of the games that they play that are not Dark and Darker, you know what I mean? So.
I've never looked at Dark and Darker and thought, this is the game I'm going to go esports god mode and win all the prize money, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
This game's fun as hell, and that's all it needs to be. Like, this game is perfect this way. It's people trying to sell this idea that it's like some competitive skill check. It's weird. Like, it's a little weird sometimes. And
hopefully it can be that done well with Arena.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But
yeah, just the normal base game.
You guys know as well as I do, once people get in that situation, there's going to be a lot of stuff said about Iron Mason, balancing, and this game's bad, and this Arena was a horrible idea because potentially they could be losing. Or they could be playing a class that isn't quite, they don't see as being balanced the way they want it to be balanced, or their weapon isn't as good as they think it should be. And you're just going to get like a whole bunch of like people saying honestly negative stuff about Arena because of that, I think. Because I don't think a lot of these people are ready for it. They're not ready.
Yeah. There's a guy on the left.
Yeah, I know. Oh. Come on. Anyway, I've ranted enough. That's my rant.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like, is it actually that big of an issue? I don't know. I just anytime I bring it up or talk about it, I just feel like I'm being a little fucking whiny bitch. But yeah, Anyway, Ryan, what's the next topic?
All right, next one, we are looking at my question, which is there enough content for a 3-month wipe cycle? And it's 3 months as an estimate. They haven't actually announced this wipe yet. I'm assuming, according to like the last wipe, it's going to be 3 months. But is there enough content in the game to last 3 months?
Okay, I want to start it off because I feel like I have an opinion that like differs from like most people who do content for the game. Yes, absolutely, I think so. Like, I don't know if I'm just like, my brain's fucking stupid or something, or wired weird. I never get bored of this game. I probably play it on average 8 hours a day. Like, maybe on the weekend, not quite 8 hours, but like, last weekend we played for about 8 hours, both of those days. And I never get fucking bored. And I feel like maybe some of the people who are saying that the game is running out of content play the game 10 fucking hours a day, play the game in the exact same way every time they play the game. They run around with their bis. No shit, you get bored of the fucking video game. Like, try doing something great. Like, try a permadeath. Try a fucking, whatever. It's like, sure, you could say, oh, well, the game should have to do this for me. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to use my brain to create content. But I feel like that's just lazy. I seriously think this. If you get bored of the game, or you think the game has a lack of content, you're fucking lazy. That's what especially if you're a content creator. Your job is to create content. If you can't do that, you fucking suck at your job. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a controversial take, because I know a lot of people say that.
Toby, you want to shoot these guys? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I need some.
Oh, is there people here? Oh, okay. Kill him, bro. Come on.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I kind of.
Yes.
Yes, I think there's more than enough content for 3 months. Yep.
Wilson.
Can I add one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
90% of players have not killed a fucking high roller Inferno boss.
Yes,
There's enough content.
Yeah. Honestly, for the amount I play, I think Soap is on kind of the right track. I think it's probably pretty close to what there needs to be. Like, I don't like. Do they add another map? Like, I just think they need to shorten maybe the wipe a little if they're having those problems. But I don't know. It feels like the big content they added as well, no one's really got to mess too much with. Like, Wyvern and all those things are not really content for like the casual player, I don't think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
There's content, but we've said it a million times. Yeah, like the HR content, I don't think is that the stuff that they're really enjoying. You can only do Goblin Cave solo in like 125 and under lobbies for so long, and you might run out of steam. So
yeah. I think that's such a good point. I think we talked about that a little bit in the past, but yeah, like they keep adding stuff that is for the above average player, right? Like the Wyvern is a perfect example. I think like even new guys would love to try it, but they're getting owned by the Abyss. They don't even get to see that shit. So yeah, I could see maybe they need to add more content for like the new player, but then the problem is the new player definitely has enough content. They're new. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? So
never-ending content.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Do you think so, Ryan?
So I think you guys hit it right on the head. I think there's enough content for like the high-skilled end game player, but there's that huge middle ground with people who are, they're getting reset. They're like building up a kit, maybe enough to like comfortably boss, and they're getting reset constantly, and then they get burnt out. I think that area needs to be worked on, but I do think 3 months is, I think it's enough content. I think it could use a little more endgame variety. Not saying that there's not anything to do in the endgame, but it could use a little bit of variety. But I will say that middle ground, kind of like when you're, if we did this based on like gear, if you're like caught in that uncommon rare area, I don't think there's enough content to keep you interested in the game. Because I think the pacing of the game is really like weekly. It's like a wipe weekly basis. If you're not caught up and you're in that area that you can only play a couple hours a week, you're gonna have a rough time, like from the middle to the end of the wipe. So I think there needs to be a couple more things to do. Maybe even non-PvP related things. Honestly,
I'm looking for stuff to.
Some of that end game chasing too. Like if your goal is to kill the Wyvern and you're queuing into HR. Oh, I'm stuck in a wall. But if you're queuing HR, killing the Wyvern, you're dropping 12 minutes of just like staring into the abyss.
Yeah.
If you throw like a little pool to fish in, or like some weird mini game, that could kill those 12 minutes. Could make it like an alternative goal for you.
And I think like they did say like the big content coming is arena, right? So we're gonna have like that's gonna be the things to do, I guess. Probably.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, that would be another layer of end game.
Oh, here, guys. I was over killing spiders.
Yeah, I've been
one of those
people
things,
for
right?
5 minutes.
Oh shoot,
right.
where are you?
All right. I mean, I think you can handle it.
It'll die soon enough.
Oh, I hear a wizard.
But yeah, the multiplayer experience definitely lengthens the like quote-unquote content, because every player interaction is going to be different. Every fight you take is going to be different.
All right.
Oh, there's a guy here.
All right. Up into the next one. Hold on, I gotta pull up my thing to see what it is. Okay.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you
go
got
ahead.
anything else for that?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna stab this guy in the face quick.
So, what do you guys think, if any, changes are need to be done to the frost caves? I think it's a little lackluster without the pile. It was like one of my favorite maps. I'm really loving Goblin Caves and Crypts right now. I think they have POIs. Maybe Crypts could use a couple more POIs. I kind of feel like Ice Caves right now is a little lackluster compared to the other two currently. Is there anything else do you think they could change to the Ice Caves, or do you just think it's good enough as is?
God,
Ice
yeah.
Caves.
I would like a small version of Ice Abyss. Like, what's the map, 5x5 or something? What if they had like I don't know how big it is actually. I think it's the biggest one. I think it'd be cool to have like a small version.
Or Ice Abyss?
Wait. Okay, Ice Caves. Yeah, Ice Caves. Ice Caves.
Okay, Ice Caves.
Ice
okay.
Cave.
I feel like it's slightly too big. Okay.
I think it'd be cool to have like a way you could play that map with those mobs that didn't feel like you were all stuck on the edges, and you could go in and actually run into people and have fun for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, like for me, just bring back the gold pile, and we're chilling. Like I know it's like, oh man, but there's a gold pile in Abyss. Behind you, Run. Then there's not even like how often do you even hit the gold pile in Abyss? Like it's only after you kill the dragon, and you care more about the ore anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like I think you just re-add the pile to caves. They could make it so it's like one less pull or something, you know, like it doesn't have to be. This guy's just been falling around the entire fucking time. I think he's gonna bear us off, right? That has to be what he's trying to do. Do you think, or what?
Maybe.
That's my guess. Well, you know what? If he does it, fuck it, he wins.
I got him.
Yeah, I agree. It does need some sort of POI. Centralized POI is the best, I think, because going back, like the runes, when there was the worm room in the runes with the rusty old key, my god, that was so fun.
Yeah.
If you want a PvP, you go to the middle, you're guaranteed PvP. If you don't want PvP, you go hit your gold nodes in the edges of the map. Ice Caverns, though, there is no POI or even a PvP room. Like if you think of like the modules in there, I can't think of a notable PvP room.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's tough. It's yeah. There's definitely should be balance with what loot is dropped if they bring back the loot pile, because there was that huge influx of gold chests, right? We were constantly looting that thing in HR, very off-hour servers. It does have to be good balance if they make it a treasure-focused POI. I would like to see, and this will be, you know, a huge change to the game in the sense of mob progression, but some mob in between sub-boss and boss centralized there.
Cool.
Like another layer, something that's like not Skelly Champ, but also not entirely like Cyclops. Just having something to kill in the middle of the map.
People were discussing like the wolf area is kind of like the common spots in the pyramid, but it's like unless you spawn there, especially in like HR, you're never getting there. Like you have to run through so much bullshit in ice caves to get anywhere in that map. Like you can't really traverse it like you can Goblin Caves or even Howling Crypts. I don't think. Yeah, it feels like a different vibe. A lot of mobs slow you. Like if you take an arrow from something, and kobolds, you bring like the whole horde with you. Like harpies are not that easy to deal with. You have to kind of be somewhat careful because they can push you off the edges. It's just like a different vibe in there. I would love like an experimental like 3x3. Maybe this is what arena will be, but like a 3x3 like ice caves with like pyramid and some of the cool modules, and make it more like interactive, more people, like more shit happening. If you want to put a gold pile, you don't have to. Put a cool boss in the middle or something. I just want to see more people.
Okay. I'd be down for smaller or a gold pile. I don't know if they would. I think that'd be so cool if they like added like a new boss, not a boss thing to it. You don't really see them doing that. As cool as it would be, that I feel like that would just take like so long for them to do. So for like a short, like immediate change, just pile or make it smaller, something like that. Sometimes
like,
it feels like you can just.
Remember the old goblin, like the actual arena goblin? It was like, I think it was 3x3 and like 10 people spawned or something. Every module had a player. It was crazy.
Fun, yeah.
It was cool just like to try it, and I do think a lot of people in sub 25, like if you're, or even like sub 125, if you're not bossing or doing any of the big bosses or like key areas, like the kind of exciting or terrifying or whatever parts of this game all come from like experience with another player in your lobby. I don't get any enjoyment out of like killing skeletons in the corner of the map. It's just not for me at this point. Maybe people learning the game, sure, they can get through those stages. But man, it just feels really boring fighting like endless. If you're in HR on Frost map, it was the worst experience. Just endless nightmare mobs for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of this? And you have a cleric sitting over by like the boat extract, just healing like 10 miles away. You're never getting there. I think it'd be cool. 3x3, do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, that's it for mine. I think Will Gears is up next.
It's kind of a good like segue in, because I feel like a lot of things we're talking about also have me frustrated with some of the crafting, like people not experiencing some of like the main bossing and stuff. I don't know if you guys have looked, but like some of the really cool crafts, like I bought a Frostlight crystal sword, and they have the Sovereign Blade, which is like the crystal sword for my fighter.
Yeah.
There's some really cool options, but you need like a ghostly essence, so you get that from killing an HR boss, right? And you need, for like a Void Blade, you need I think it's dark matter, and for the craftable Zweihander, you need Warlord's broken sword. There's like 5 of them on the market, and they're 10k each.
Oh my god!
Just to craft a sword. Yeah. So I guess like my question to you guys is like, just like, have you witnessed any of the craftables that are in the game, and do you think they're like obtainable? Unless you're just like, if you're not a rich guy.
If you're not a rich guy, you're not like super cracked. Yeah, that might be a little bit of a challenge. I will say, just like off the top, I think they're fucking dope as fuck.
They're cool. Yeah, very cool.
So cool. Maybe slightly too hard to get, slightly too inaccessible, but I don't know, with the way that they are, I don't even know what they could do to change that. Like, because again, it's all based upon the top end craftables of bosses and the Wyvern. So it's like, fuck. I think instead of making them more obtainable, I think maybe they just shouldn't be quite as strong. I know, it'd be kind of lame.
The Froststone gear looks really strong. Like the weapons, like I'm a big fan of just like having these unique, cool weapons on. But I mean, like, I can buy a purple crystal sword with like almost similar stats to the Sovereign Blade. The Sovereign Blade's like a little bit better move speed, I think, and has magical healing, but it's like 4k. A crystal sword, like an epic crystal sword, is like 300 or 400 gold or something. It just seems odd. It seems odd that they're that, like, they're not that much better, but they're that hard to get, kind of thing. So, good. Yeah, like the frost like gear, I think is really, really strong. But some of the weapons that are craftables that I think people would love to be able to get their hands on, because there's also named uniques that you never see, like actual named items, artifacts that exist in this game that you're never going to get to play with. So then you look at Sovereign Blade and go, damn, unless I have like 5 or 10k, I'm not going to take that in on a shitty kit. So then I have to build a kit for it, but I'm not just going to die instantly in the 125 plus lobbies. Then you're looking at like a 20, 30k kit just to use a weapon. Like, it seems crazy. But... Ryan, have you used any of the craftable stuff?
So I actually got a Warlord's Broken Blade, so I crafted the Grimslayer, took it in once, and then sold it for like 9k. But I honestly, that out of the high-end crafts, I like their approach with that one because it's PvE focused, right? I guess it has fizz power on it, but the primary stat is like that plus 30% undead damage. And I think they should make crafts, or at least the high-end crafts, more PvE focused. This is kind of going back to the gear discussion.
Well, yeah, and I like what you said about like not there's like another boss in between where maybe we can like get some drops from that aren't crazy hard to kill for people.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be more crafts that aren't insanely hard to obtain. Like Grimslayer at 30% bonus damage undead is kind of nuts. So at its level rarity, I think that's fine, but definitely should be more options in between.
We need more PvE gear. I agree with that because, like, I mean, what can you get from Warlord? It gives you like, not Warlord, like Skelly Champ and Wraith and some of those things. Like Skelly Champ gives you like the Token of Honor, right? Which I think is crafted into a Falchion of Honor. But you need a few other pieces for that. I love some of those weapons, and I know how like frustrating it must be for people that like well, they don't get to use artifacts for one, and then they're also getting kind of like, well, they're not going to do HR bossing. We've already established that. So they just got to buy it on the market, and then it's like a 10k, 10,000 gold invest to just try like a Zweihander at once. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. There just needs to be like a good intermediate ground between like the high end and the mid end of players in both like, you know, skill expression and gear, available gear.
Yeah, I think
so once
like
you get there's not much to do.
I think they could make them like worse. You know, like they don't need to be exceptionally strong like craftable weapons. I just think once you get past the divine and all like the silver weapons, it's kind of like really hard to craft them all.
Holy shit, we got a fucking throwdown.
Jesus.
Shoot.
Can't hit anybody with a sword. God damn. Anyway, that's my complaint. Please give us other bosses we can kill to make craftable gear out of.
Yeah, more bosses, more craftable gear, and more focus on PvE.
Yeah,
there's enough like really strong gear, like purple and up. It's such a big gap in power.
Yeah. The other thing that's kind of happening with the market, and I was going to bring this up, is those craftable items, because they're so like hard to find. I noticed a guy today bought them all and relisted for like 2 or 3k gold more. So like,
oh really?
Yeah.
Wait,
so there's like,
nuts.
so the crafted Sovereign Blade, it used to be like 2,500 for the Ghostly Essence, and then they've all been rebought and listed for 38. So a Sovereign Ghost Blade or whatever it is was like 4k, 4,500, and now to craft them you need to invest 4k in just the item because the guy just like wants to manipulate the marketplace. So it's like damn. Because they're just that rare. There's like maybe 1 page of these items or less. So the rich guys just can like buy them all out, and then the average player can never use them because they're just like priced out.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like keeping the
they're keeping the craft super high. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is for that. I don't think they're in the worst spot.
No,
yeah,
they're not
maybe
terrible.
Yeah, but it would be nice if they're a little bit more accessible to people, but we'd have to see. Yeah, I'll have to see. Not too sure. GG's Roybird. I think that was the team we just fought.
Yeah, I can't get my crystal sword is like going right through people. It's weird. It's like I'm stabbing them, but I'm not stabbing them. It's kind of crazy. Skill issue, obviously.
Last closing thought on this crafting thing. Iron Mace, if you see this, please rework alchemy. Please.
Oh god,
yeah.
I've not crafted a single potion of any rarity, any type, and I don't think 99% of the player base has.
Yeah, I have an inventory full of herbs.
Potions too. I love protection potions, like love them, but I ain't doing all that, bro. I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing it. No, we'll see.
I think we pretty much covered it. Once again, I ranted. Fix it, Iron Mace. I want more Sovereign Blades for cheaper, please. Thank you.
All right.
And
last one. What's the last topic? It's kind of similar as Wilson. Oh no.
It was similar to Wilson's, but I say we covered the streamer problems.
Yeah.
In terms of community issues, I think we covered the streamer side. Now for the general player base, I want to touch on a few topics. VoIP is getting used more and more. We're hearing a lot more slurs in VoIP. We are seeing false bans. I do say we're seeing a decent amount of false bans, and you know there was a picture shared around of Iron Mace specifically asking for remote access to someone's computer.
Was that and okay? You continue. Sorry.
And then last one, touching the general consumer, is we're seeing people who are still having issues with launching the game. So, as a general sweep, is Iron Mace handling community issues correctly? Is there enough support for their community members? Again, their team is mostly devs. It's almost entirely devs, except for a few marketing people they picked up. I guess they did pick up a few community members, I think. Community management members.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
are they...
Make sure it is. Okay. Yeah, so right off the top of my dome, if that requesting access thing is true, is it true? Is that what that confirmed?
Honestly, I do not have a first-hand source on it. So it's just like word of mouth.
Is that illegal, or is that more just incredibly frowned upon?
Incredibly frowned upon, I would say. Not illegal.
Okay,
not
illegal, but incredibly frowned. And then, okay, it's not even like necessarily a dev that's requesting access. Isn't it like just some guy, like some like moderator of the Discord or something? Or is it an actual dev?
I'm not. So it's not a dev. I'm not sure who was the one requesting access, but it was in lieu of a dev.
Okay.
So they were stating that a dev requested it.
I would never let even Iron Mace remote into my computer. Like, what the fuck? Like, ain't no way. Like, you should be able to have some sort of validity, whether I'm cheating or not, without having to remote into my computer. That doesn't seem right. Maybe I'm misinformed on the topic or whatever, but that seems that alone makes me answer your question as, are they handling it well? Well, like, no. You know what I mean? Fuck, I love Iron Mace. Made my favorite game ever. They're my favorite, dev company I've ever seen. But like, holy fuck, they better not be doing that. Like, what? Like, fuck me.
Yeah, not even from like a security standpoint, a PR perspective too. That shines them in a really bad light.
Yes.
I mean, there's also like a lawsuit going on, so it's kind of like, where I think like, I mean, I hate to even say it because it just makes me feel weird, but like, wasn't some of the stuff listed in that lawsuit like over remote access and like Nexon and whatnot?
It was, yes, it was. Yeah.
So, yeah, it just doesn't look good, I don't think.
Dude.
But
I didn't even think about that.
I don't know if maybe this was a picture from like 6 months ago, and the guy is just bringing it up now. Like, who knows? Who knows if this was when they first started like working on Dark and Darker? I'm not sure.
That's true.
I agree with what you guys are saying. I mean, I wouldn't let someone do that. I also wouldn't cheat in a video game. So, as far as I'm concerned, get fucked, cheater. Honestly, I'm dying to bats. I'm dying to everything. So like, screw that guy. Screw that guy. If they want to go through his computer, screw him. He shouldn't have cheated in Dark and Darker. But it's worse because it's false bans. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't even know what to say to that because I mean, I'm not a tech guy. These are like really crazy problems and stuff that I don't even know how to deal with.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know like the legality behind it. I don't know like the morals behind it. I don't know if like, I mean, I think I've let my IT guy that at my workplace like do that once, so he could like fix my work laptop.
On your work PC.
Yeah, on my work PC. Yeah. So.
Would you ever let him on your home PC though?
No, not a chance.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
You don't know what that fucking guy's gonna do.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, I'm sure, they had good intentions, but the way it was carried out, and also just like asking that too is it's a huge red flag. Like, there's a reason why bank companies and like any company that manages like any financials and I guess any personal accounts, email companies do this too. They'll be like, our employees will never ask for your login info or any personal identifying information.
Yeah.
Like they have that disclaimer as soon as you open up a support chat.
So Chad is kind of like helping me out here a little. No, the guy was updating the post as it was happening, so it is kind of fresh. Someone else confirmed with screenshots from a friend having the same situation. But then there's an IT guy in chat that says he's in cybersecurity, and if nothing malicious happened, it is legal. So it's completely fine. It's within their right. Yeah, I just seems odd. It just seems odd. But I don't know, like, is there any other way for them to, like, check? There's another part of this, too, which is, like, there are some, like, well, what are they called? Like, fuck, they have a platform for it. They built anti-cheat measures, right? There are some anti-cheat measures that are, like, incredibly intrusive that people just accept when they play games.
Right?
Yeah. So, like, and you're basically just clicking accept without even reading anything, and they're doing whatever they want to your computer probably anyway. So at least Iron Mace is nice enough to ask, you know?
That's true. That's true. You know, they got the currency there.
They're open about it. Alright. So there we go. That's a good positive spin on it. But it just feels uncomfortable. Feels uncomfortable. And there was another part to that topic, wasn't there, Ryan?
There's another one is VoIP.
Oh,
so today I got some slurs. Definitely catch it on stream. This could be a streamer issue, but you know, I think
it's everybody.
It's an everyone issue. Yeah, there are some people who are like, you know, it's a game. Get over it. I'm not part of that crowd. I think you got to tackle it like at its source. But are they handling that well? Have you guys ever reported someone and you know get any feedback from?
Oh yeah. I've got somebody rolled and fucking smoked. Oh yeah, they got perma banned. That one was so satisfying. And I know this is like a weird thing to add to it. 1v3 wiped them, and then as I was fighting them, they said a slur or whatever. So I sent the clip into Iron Mace. So they got the double whammy, bro. They got 1v3'd and they got fucking perma banned. Suck my dick. Fuck them. That was a good day.
Yeah, we'll say there's very quick. I send a clip in, they'll review it, and then at the latest 1 day later, I'll get a response. So it could be like streamer bias because we have like immediate connections to Iron Mace.
Yeah,
but I feel like they're on top of it.
Careful, you're playing a different game.
Yeah. So that's one of the benefits of like playing a different game as a streamer. You can fuck over those guys more who are pieces of shit, and you can get them out of the game.
Oh,
so, you know,
it feels so good. It feels
what about people getting like with an audience getting cranky? Cranky about stuff that's happening in their game, and they just like they hit the report button, and they're like, you know what, Iron Mace will deal with it because that was fishy. That was fishy, and they can deal with it. You know, I think he was stream sniping me, or he's been like in a couple of my lobbies or whatever.
I personally don't like that, bro. Like you should only report people when you really think that they were cheating. The whole like I'm not. I know
nothing bad's gonna happen to the guy. You know,
if he isn't cheating, but like I would think on paper if everybody's sending false reports for cheaters over time, it's probably gonna make it harder for the system or Iron Mace, whatever, to determine actual cheaters. Maybe.
Get the guys that are the most sus. I think I've reported one person since the game came to, like, free to play on Steam. I can't even remember what it was. It might have been for slurs or something. Maybe even a vulgar name, perhaps. I think there was a guy that had a really, like, disgusting name. I reported that. But I've never, like, I've seen... Like, when I was streaming the game, I've seen people's names in my lobbies a few times, but I don't immediately just, like, report them for stream sniping or try to, like, catch them doing these things. It's just, like, there are a lot more times than you realize you get in the same games with the same gamers. It happened to me on my last two videos. I recorded videos 4 days apart. I got in the lobby with the same guy in both my videos.
Yeah.
And he wasn't stream sniping. Like, I was not live. Yeah. So, it does happen more than you think. I think people just overreact big time. Yeah. It's kind of a shame because there's like an audience that like see the guy's name and they're like, that guy's a dickhead. And he's just an average guy playing the game.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me, but...
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. I just think they don't need all the reports for nothing.
Yep.
So yeah, they're so thorough. Like it's part of the reason why that whole like remote access request happened is because they are that thorough when they're going through these reports. You got to be very specific. I've reported, at least for hacks, I've reported 2 people, both bans confirmed. But beyond that, I feel like I really got to look at the footage and be like, okay, are they actually hacking? Because you know they're looking through that footage. They're looking at like account history. They're doing like their research. They're on top of it. They're gamers.
I think a lot of people are on a little bit of copium too, for sure. No.
Oh yeah.
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 Arena will be interesting on that one.
It will. That it fucking will,
I can't wait. Honestly, I was thinking of just taking like vacation and just retiring and then waiting for Arena to fix this game.
Oh boy.
I just want to watch Arena gameplay.
It could fix a lot of things. It really could. We'll see, I guess. Fuck. Well,
Yeah.
All right. I think that's pretty much everything. Is there anything like else that's like we should probably go to like Q&A with the boys?
Some people were like wanted. I don't know if they got a clear idea of what actually that whole situation was with like the picture going around.
So I don't even know. I'll be honest.
Like I don't have a good explanation for what it was. I think it was in our group chat. Someone mentioned remote access, and I didn't really dig into it much. So
yeah,
I can't clear it up for chat.
I know the most.
Yeah.
There was a Reddit thread that was. It wasn't like a real-time update, but it seemed like the OP, they were doing what updates they can. Essentially, they got a false ban. They reached out to Iron Mace. Iron Mace said that they would need to take remote control the computer to verify that they were not using like any hacks. And they screenshotted it and shared it around.
Q&A time,
and
boys.
it eventually made its way to Jay's chat.
Oh,
and I believe Jay asked Lucy if it was legit. And there's a confirmation by Lucy that was indeed a legitimate request.
Okay.
And that is where I believe the story ends. I don't know if the thread was updated further beyond that. I don't know if there was a resolution to that story or if they granted access. But it sounds like they granted access and like scheduled a time. But I don't even know if they followed through with that because then they made the Reddit thread asking if it was like a good idea. So that's the information that we have. There hasn't been any beyond the I'm gonna leave it as a rumor because I actually have not spoken to Jay about this directly. The rumor that Lucy confirmed it was legit with Jay. There has not been a further confirmation from Iron Mace, like any public message.
Like, I mean, I know it's like it seems like. Just like thinking about it personally, it's like I know it seems a little strange, but like, is it as horrible as I think, or it's just like, I mean, I download apps on my phone, all these games and stuff, and I give them access to everything. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are completely out of the loop to how much information they actually give up. Doesn't matter what it is.
Information's one thing, but when you grant
remote access.
Remote access. They essentially become
the owner of your PC. Yeah, they can use it whatever they want.
Yeah, which
I get that.
lets them bypass some security features. I assume there's, I don't exactly know which remote program they were using. I don't think it was the one native to Windows. I don't think it was Windows Remote Access. I think it was like a
Team Viewer,
another product, but I assume it has the same security features as Windows. Then again, I honestly, it was a very specific request. I don't know if this player had any other dialogue with Iron Mace. Maybe this was like a long conversation. Maybe they spoke with the devs themselves. But yeah, all info we have is that screenshot.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I don't get false reported or something, or false banned, and have to go through that. But normally the bans are temporary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting how long it would set you back if you didn't want to give them remote access. Like, would it be a week? Would it be a couple days? What would it be, I wonder? And maybe that's why they are so exceptionally thorough when it comes to, like, checking this shit out. I mean, like, all the footage they can get, right?
Yeah.
They don't want it to get to that point, but...
The one thing I do want to hold them accountable, though, is, like, they said they want to give, like, cheaters, like, a second try or a second chance or whatever, but if you get caught for, like, actually cheating, you should never be able to play the game again. Like, if you were actually cheating, you should get, like, a fucking... not a hardware ban. What's it called?
IP ban?
IP ban. Yeah. Once a cheater, always a cheater, bro. They do not stop cheating. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah. I mean, in saying that, Jay used to cheat in RuneScape. Yep.
Oh, yeah? What's the...
do you know what it was? Okay, it's funny because he says that, but he had a cheat that only affected his PC. So it was like, it was one it made his game, like, made it look like he was running super fast, like, made it look like he was leveling up super fast or whatever, but it didn't actually affect anything else in the game. It just made his
just like
PC. It was like client side. It was so weird the way he explained it.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
but I agree though. Yeah, he's probably still got some weird shit going on. Maybe he's modding stuff, you know. You hear them talking with the modding community and all that crazy shit. That's a bit wild.
God damn. Have you guys seen that like modded video?
Yeah, they talked about it on the Darkest Hour as well. And originally someone was like, "Oh, it's not that bad. Like people do stuff like that, you know. They like, you know, there's people that like, for example, I think you said your name. What's it called? Data mine and whatnot, and do all that. And this is a lot different.
Definitely implies some different things beyond data mine. Like,
I manage you, Sophie.
Before I go into it, the person who did make that video, they have shared all that info with the devs, so the devs are aware. You know, they did their job. They shared the info with the devs. But I imagine if you could change textures in the game, you could change materials, you could just straight up remove walls. Remove walls, you could highlight the individuality material.
Yeah, it's crazy. In a PvP competitive game, how dare you?
Yep.
I think the post was something like, "I'm never playing this game again because of modding." So, hopefully that gets sorted. I'm looking at chat for Q&A stuff, but I can't, I don't know, maybe, like, Ryan did this to us one time where he wasn't even live, and then we were, like, asking him if his chat had any questions.
Oh.
And we're just, like, just coming up empty the whole night. We're like, what is going on here? Ryan's chat's, he's like, oh, I'm not even live, like, half an hour later, so. I don't know if there's, like...
Chat, we're in Q&A mode now. Chat, if you got any questions, it could even be, like, not even Dark and Dark related. It could be questions for Wilson and Soapy directly.
Oh god, if we get into the whole like fighting animals situation again, we have to do some disclaimers before we get into that conversation. We've learned that Ryan's just gonna like change the rules every time.
Okay, one thing I do want to say is like I am having a ton of fucking fun on the game. Dude, if you guys have not tried this, you got to, okay? Again, this is inspired from Not Like This Joe doing it, a comment on Reddit, and something else I can't remember. But going in with a hard budget limit on your kit and trying to get people and kill people who are like astronomically better geared. Like it makes the marketplace fun, man. It makes the marketplace fun. I can't believe I'm saying that because like the marketplace is like it's there for like a purpose to bridge the gap and gear
Mac asked question,
right? But like finding those, like there were some pieces of gear that I found, and I mean, there was one that was posted, like literally 30 seconds ago. Unfortunately, I couldn't use that. That was probably somebody in chat. You know what I mean? So I had to put that piece to a side. But it'll be like an item that's been up for like an hour or something, and it's like this most like insane. Like it'll be like a pair of like blue riveted gloves with like agility and true damage for like 50 gold. Like some dummy accidentally posted it or something. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. There would never be that for 50 gold. But and you snag that up and you're like, holy fuck! I got like this really good piece of gear for like super cheap. So yeah, if you guys are finding, I'm not even saying to you to you two, but to everybody. Find the game's getting like kind of stale. Just like do something like a little wacky, man. I've had to.
I've had to. So like that's my last two videos have been 2,000 gold budget. Like it's even sub 2,000 gold. It's 150 gold per item.
There you go.
So I use halberd or crystal sword, something a little unique, and just see where you can take it because I don't always have like a perfect plan, especially on fighter because you have so many options. But it's just fun because you're like, oh damn, I found like the roll I wanted on this piece. That means I can like chop and change the other piece around and see what we can find. So I love it. That's the only reason why I've been enjoying 125s and up, because it's like a challenge, and I've invested like time and energy into crafting this thing, and it doesn't feel like I'm just like stomping on people when I use it.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Ruins timeline. Oh man.
Oh god.
Dude. They added. We could talk about the swimming animation, right? I actually feel like there's a lot of people that.
I'm gonna try to get to Nomac's question if I can.
Oh,
it's way up there. So, and then there's a lot of questions coming in.
It was leaked that there's a swimming animation, but it's probably not what you think. It's more like you're kind of walking slash swimming in like neck high water.
Okay.
Right? Would that
Like the goblin dance as well on top there?
Sure, yeah. I don't
Sloshing
know how
around.
it's related to the goblin dance. But yeah, it's like neck high water, and it almost looks like you're like moving slower in the water.
Yeah.
So I could see like ruins just becoming
Yeah.
the water map. Like
I'm telling you, it's gonna flood.
Okay.
We said this. It's gonna slowly get like deeper the water.
You're not supposed to be able to walk
So it'll be like a standalone.
Yeah.
It won't be linked to the crypts anymore.
It's its own thing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
They
where you're
need
gonna go
to
fishing.
only do...
The golden
two.
salmon, everything's gonna be there.
Dude, I love
The
that.
golden
Yeah.
salmon.
Golden salmon. Dude, a rare fish pull when you're fishing.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man.
It has to. If they have fishing, it
dude.
has to be a thing. Like you
Yeah.
can get random items. You can pull pots out of the water,
Yeah.
or you get like this rare fish that's you can craft into something.
You know
or
what?
eat it.
If you catch all 9 rare fish, 0.3% chance on each, you get to craft 1 common healing pot.
Nice. Lovely.
That would
Fixed
keep it in
alchemy.
line. That'd keep it in line with the current game. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, other thing too. Do you guys think? I don't want to like gaslight as I ask this question. Do you guys think that like the 2, you know, Crypts Inferno, Ice Cave, Ice Abyss, the 2 is the way to go? You know, instead of being a 3, you know, like you queue, you go down, you go down. I think 2's the wave, man. Like 3 is just too long, and I
think 3 is too. I've always had like serious concerns about another level. I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't think I have that much time in my like gaming for Dark and Darker for like 45 minutes to an hour raid down through with all like the bullshit, and like especially if they put like, let's say there's something down there that's like really difficult to fight, like perhaps Frost Wyvern or whatever.
Oh, man.
And then you get to the bottom, and it's like you get to try it once every hour. It's just like, damn it,
Dude.
you know. I just
Especially
don't
the
enjoy
random
that.
bosses in the crypts,
Yeah,
man. You know how
something
hard
like
it is to
that.
get the boss you need?
Yes, someone today literally said they were doing it for 5 hours, 4 hours maybe, and they never got the boss once. Like, can you? And again, I think sometimes people forget. Not everybody's playing this game 8 hours every fucking day. Like, people got shit to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, god damn, man.
There's an interesting. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Dude, I was just gonna say, like, how can you play another game and play Dark and Darker? Like, I feel like that's like impossible.
Yeah,
like,
I have only
you're a
played
person who works 40 hours a week. How do you have time to play another game and Dark and Darker? You just don't.
No,
right? It's either Dark and Darker or nothing. I feel like
pretty much just accepted my life now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like low skill, stuck on this dog shit fighter class for the rest of my life. Not enjoying video games ever again. Fuck.
Hey, you know what? This is a good segue because Giggle asked about quality of life, like to streamline things. Like one example is, you know, buying coin bags one at a time. They could change that.
Alright.
But in terms of like the broad scope, because that'd save you like a couple seconds. Is there any like quality of life features that like are needed? Like really noticeable ones that you guys have come across?
I'm kind of bad for this. There's nothing that comes to mind for me. I'm sure there is, but I don't really think about that type of stuff too often.
I feel like
kind of have
for these...
the liberty.
Yeah. I'm not really that nitpicky. I feel like I'd have to like get my wife to play the game for a week, and then she would find some things that she like really annoys her.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm a little impatient, but I don't really care honestly either. Like,
I'm sure chat will be going crazy here. Gold management, auto sorting, inventory. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's tons of things. That
like, have you seen my inventory? It just gets thrown in there. Like,
yeah, a big one that I feel like could be added and they could work it in with the Squire is some sort of like kit rack. Like you could pre-build a kit and then quick equip it.
Dude. Have you ever seen my stash?
Oh yeah, it's like all like separate kits, like each line.
Yeah, it's literally kits. That's what my stash is. So my God,
what if they had like a craftable item like a gold bag, but you had like a gear chest or something, and you could like you could slot in all your gear into like a box or whatever.
As long, you know, you imagine the duping. The duping's gonna go crazy.
Like an armor stand. Maybe they'll come with the personal rooms.
I mean, like Tarkov has like weapon stashes or weapon cases and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be cool. One question. This is kind of an interesting one they asked a while ago. I'm not sure how to go about this one. Is there any common complaints about the general player base? Okay, are there any common complaints that the general player base has that you guys strongly disagree with?
Oh, strong.
God, that is such a juicy comment.
It's a good question, yeah.
God.
Oh.
That I really disagree with.
Yeah, so something that like you hear a lot of from like the general player base that you just don't think is true, or like just don't agree with.
It's not necessarily like, I don't even think it's the majority. I think it's like a loud minority of the players that just like love like the diffing of gear. People like there's just that very loud community that thinks that like you're good because you gear diff people, or you're good because you have 10 hours a day to grind for the best that other people don't. Like that's probably the one for me. It's like it feels like a good chunk of the player base can't like differentiate like the gear diff between, you know, actually beating somebody because you're better and beating someone just because you have better gear than them. That's what. Oh god, that's fucking creepy as fuck. That's probably what comes to mind for me. But... I'm gonna
let Winston answer this question and say that I get frustrated when people try to tell me longsword's the only skilled weapon in the game.
Oh,
that frustrates me.
Oh shit,
that frustrates me.
With that one. Yeah.
It does get a little frustrating. I get it. There's a riposte, but there's also blocks on Bardiche. There's shields. There's other things that require skill and timing that don't have nearly the damn reward as a riposte. Not even close to the good reward, so it does frustrate me a little when it's like, oh, that's the only skilled weapon in the game. Are you telling me spear isn't fucking skillful when you try to space and use it properly and attempt blocks with it? Like, if you're a spear god, where is he hiding? Because that takes some skill. I mean, not saying longsword completely doesn't. I hate how people assume it's the only skilled weapon in the game. That wording just frustrates me a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, the only like Mordhau player and chivalry player I know basically like makes fun of the longsword. Like people who say it's like, you know, like, hey, like this is like a skill based whatever. You know, I'm not saying that it doesn't. I feel like you always gotta walk on like fucking treading water or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
They're just ready to stab you.
Religions are already in the game. One of them is longsword.
Yeah, exactly.
Already in.
Exactly. You're walking on eggshells. Thank you. Thank you, Heel. Yeah, that like, you know, they say like it's funny that, you know, it's regarded so high in that aspect when it's like, you know, the Chivalry and Mordhau boys who grind that shit are like, yeah, it's like kind of in depth, but like it ain't nothing close. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see that. Ryan,
do you have anything?
Gotta get your juices.
Any hot takes?
Yep.
Oh man, that's tough because I'm always doing those polls, and I can be biased because it's like my own community, but I always generally agree with the broad take on the polls. I'm trying to think of something that like I really disagree with on the community, and maybe the only thing, this could be changed now, but I know a while back people had this like
I have to go Cyclops.
The idea that plate was really bad. Like plate needs a buff. It could change now. There were a lot of reworks to plate, but I've always felt plate was quite strong. But that is because I typically buy pretty juiced up kits. Like I don't spend too much time in the lower tier lobbies where you are feeling that penalty from plate. Yeah, beyond that, I don't know if there's like anything I really hard disagree with the community.
Oh, I hate Sanctuary. Fuck, I hate that ability. I might hate
most
Sanctuary.
People hate that one though.
Okay,
right?
maybe.
Sorry, folks. I got a bad. I've been sick for like a week and a half.
Even in my chat, I was like, hey, like Sanctuary nerfs. They were like, nah. So the majority said nah. I think in hindsight. So
okay, if that is a take, then I disagree with the community on that one. I think Sanctuary is insane. Even Sanctuary without magical healing, an AoE heal that is that strong it's really good. Like they just gotta like scale down the magic healing, but. If the community thinks that Sanctuary does not need a nerf or does not be addressed in any way, maybe that's a point that I disagree with.
I've never fought this man before. We're fighting Cyclops. No, I think I can just dodge that. He should be low.
Yeah, just kill him. It's pretty easy.
Excellent timing. Nice. Perfect. Oh man.
Yeah, he's pretty easy, man. I don't know why.
Do you guys think they will release Twitch skins next wipe? Like with
Next
drops?
I think so. I think so. I think Twitch drops start of next wipe. Yep,
all right.
I think so.
Ryan, you're usually a little more hesitant. I know with like Steam and like Epic Games, all that stuff. You're like, there's like kind of no way, like just not gonna happen.
I feel like they have to release some next wipe. I only say that because another question I got from chat was Dungeonborne versed Dark and Darker, and if Dungeonborne got their drops right off the bat, I feel like that really motivates Dark and Darker to do that. Because let's be honest, Dark and Darker is a better game, but in terms of marketing, Twitch drops go so far.
Yeah.
Like you get people who are not even interested in the game or genre, they'll hop in a stream, maybe sometimes with a bot, but they'll just like check it out for the Twitch drop, with like the potential that they'll check out the game someday. So I feel like next wipe for sure. Assuming wipe's like a month away, I think they'll get it done. Yeah.
Is there is there something happening over there too where like if you sub you get some sort of drop?
Yeah.
Because I keep seeing people say like if you sub, like if you gift 2 subs you get something from the game. Is that true?
What?
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. It's a new Twitch feature. But you sub instead of watch time.
Wait,
so you're basically just paying the streamer for the drop in game. Yes.
What? Oh.
That's what's going. Like if you watch like any Dungeonborne, I think like Anthony is on it. I only look at. I haven't been watching, but I just see their titles. Or I mean, I think I don't know if One Peg was on it. Boss might have been, and a few other people. Firebox, I don't know if they have it or not, but some of the big guys, have like exclamation mark sub for something, and I didn't really check it out to see what it was.
It's not pay to win though. Trunk did say it's not pay to win, so that's fine.
Yeah, like you give subs and you get a drop.
I don't know how I feel about that. Even as a streamer, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that.
Ryan, where are you? We're taking a look.
Oh, I'm good.
Is that weird? I can't tell if it's weird or not. Because
I think it's good. I personally think it's good in the sense that, you know, if the company is willing to make a purchasable drop, but it benefits community members, like streamers as community members, I think that's like a really good move in the community. Because one, you're getting the streamer to play the game, and then 2, you're rewarding that streamer for like building a community in which people are willing to invest sub money.
Okay.
Because it'll be like, you know, if they sold that skin separately in game.
Yeah, that's
like that'll just benefit the company, but now they're like kind of reaching out to the community.
All right, so maybe this is an easy answer, but what kind of drop are we getting? Are we getting a purple torch? We're getting a purple torch for Twitch drops?
I hope it's not a torch, bro, because like we have the torch, you know.
There's so many torches.
The GCX, there's already so many torches. Yeah, I would really hope it's not a torch. Yeah. I'm not sure what could it, there's like a skin, like an in-game skin, dwarf skin. Holy shit. That'd be kind of tough. Oh my god, a fucking race skin would be so good. But
imagine locking something like that behind like a Twitch drop.
Yeah, it can't be a pay-to-win skin, but fuck me, that would be
like
good.
Imagine Frost Skelly with plus weapon damage, -3 move speed, or something like Twitch drop.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, but that could be good. Fuck.
Yeah, if they release it in store later, it's like, oh, you didn't watch the streams and you want to buy it, but then it's like, I guess you get. I don't know. Sure, that'd be fine, maybe.
We'll see. Yeah, that one's hard because their stats tied to the skins. Maybe they just need to remove the stats tied to skins entirely. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't care. For the record, I don't care about the stats tied to skins. I don't think it's a big deal. I probably get about 5 messages a day asking what's the best one for Ranger.
Yep.
I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter, bro.
Yeah,
but
Lizardmen.
I know other people do, so. Yeah.
Or Lycan or whatever. They're kind of meant to just be for fun, and I think I kind of like them having stats, truthfully, because it gives the game a little bit of extra like flavor. And by that I mean like if I'm doing like a budget build, sometimes I know not everyone has all of them, but sometimes they do make like a small minute change, which is just kind of like, that's kind of neat. It's just maybe like they should be accessible eventually to everyone, or like they can't be really really strong. I mean, the one on fighter class that everyone complains about is the one I'm using now, which is like the Nightmare Skelly or whatever. Because it gives me more armor rating, which is like pretty crucial. if you're building like a PDR kit on fighter, but you lose magic resist.
Yeah.
And no one else can get that because it was like a season 1, wasn't it? Or season 2?
This might be controversial. I like when things are tied to seasons if they never come back.
Yeah.
I like that because it's like you worked for it. You know, other people shouldn't just get it or whatever. Legacy rewards are cool. I think they need to stay like.
And it's like, is that like 2% armor rating, whatever it is, and the 5% magic resist I'm losing? Am I winning because of that? Probably not.
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, I like the sense that they're using stats because it lets them be a little more creative with the skins. Like if they do a hitbox change, they could then alter the stats to make it so it's not like the meta. I don't know if you guys ever played Rust.
No.
But when Rust first released different races and different heights for characters, people would... It was randomized. It was tied to your account, but they would continuously buy new accounts to try to get the black, like, shortest, skinniest character model.
Yeah.
Like, meta was a woman.
You can't change your character
black,
in game.
that's short. And they'd keep buying new accounts until they got that.
Oh my god.
So
that's
when there's
so sweaty.
Yeah, when there's ever like a cosmetic or like appearance change, they'll sweat it out. So I think that's like their reasoning in the stats, because you know with dwarf, it does change the hitbox, changes the height, and there should be some drawback or even benefit associated to that skin to balance out its visual benefits.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But also,
any other good questions?
Iron Mace, please, if you see this, underwear skins. Please.
Oh yeah, when you're full nude.
Twitch drops?
Full nude. Yeah.
They're like cougar print underwear, dude. That's easily 2 million. 2 million within a week.
Fuck man. All right. Unless you guys have anything else you want to end it off with, I think that's a solid fucking episode.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Do we ever do an outro? Why can't I remember?
We normally just like talk about fighting dogs and coyotes and stuff, and
okay.
And then it just kind of dwindles into like the episode kind of dwindles on, and it's like, yeah, we'll call it there. Then we play for a couple hours. I don't think I can play super like that. Okay, good. Yeah.
One last one with those hatches. If animals could talk, which one would have the most interesting conversation? Like, which one would you want to talk to?
Fuck.
Oh damn, that's gonna get me thinking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Think on that one. Think on that one.
Ryan is the one that comes fun to you because you had longer to think about this, bro.
Yeah, I was marinating a little bit, but originally I was gonna say koalas because it'd be like post-fight interview.
No man, they have like
because you want to fight a koala.
They're so smooth-brained. Like look up a koala's brain, and you're not gonna get an intelligent conversation out of that thing. It's not a chance.
That thing is glass.
It's just like it's a little like marbles, like a peanut looking thing. It's that somehow they're still in existence. There's a reason why they're endangered. They also have chlamydia, so
I thought it was herpes. Is it herpes?
One of them, probably everything. Probably everything. Yeah.
I don't know. An animal? I would love to talk to a silverback gorilla because they're just like so powerful. You know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of cool. Or like a tiger. Those are kind of boring answers though. Somebody in chat said birds. They do travel the world.
Like parrots, birds would be cool. I think like something that migrates from like all the way where I live in like North America. It's like some of those birds are traveling like an albatross. He's seeing stuff maybe. So get some cool vibes from him, or something in the ocean so you can be like, listen, motherfucker.
Wait,
is there a megalodon? Is there a megalodon? Yeah. What exists?
100%.
What's down there?
Things were in the ocean for a moment.
What have you seen down there that we can't see? Tell me.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, definitely something in the ocean.
That's huge,
one of those like deep critters that are like whatever, at the bottom of the ocean in the darkness. Oh my god.
Like you think they'd be able to have like are we talking like full intelligent conversations? Because it could be like
I think so.
You could be like diving down there for shipwrecks. Like I could be a millionaire. I could be staking claims on pieces of land. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Like, where is the treasure hidden? Go find it, Shark Bro.
Yeah. Could you imagine it doesn't speak English though? It's just like speaking.
I have to learn like Swedish or something.
Yeah.
God damn it! Yeah.
That's big though. Yeah, under the sea treasure.
Yeah. Okay, boys, I gotta get some food. I'm fucking starving.
All right. Enjoy your shawarma.
For me. Are you guys? It's not shawarma. Maybe not today, but or maybe it will be shawarma. Are you guys both streaming or one of you streaming? Nobody's streaming?
I'm not gonna be too long tonight. No.
Okay. Ryan, what are you doing?
I got like an hour. I was gonna send over to Wilson. Wilson, how long are you gonna be on?
I don't know if I'll be that long tonight. So send them Ryan's way.
All right, sounds good. All right, boys, GG's, great cast. Wilson, I'm just saying this on stream, so you have to be held accountable. We need to play Goblin Caves this weekend. I don't care if it's streamed or not. We need to play Goblin Caves this weekend, bro.
Wait, Wilson hasn't done a trios gobbies with us yet?
No, he hasn't, bro. It's yes, I know. I know.
Oh
so
man.
Fun, man.
This weekend, eh?
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, boys.
All right, see ya.
GG's. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
GG's, gamers.
Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't been playing, like, any trios. I've just been making videos. So it's been tough. But that is the podcast for tonight. I will update the stream. I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. Why do I keep hearing about a new Batman? I don't know. I really don't know. I have no clue. Let's see here. I gotta update the titles and stuff. Everyone on YouTube, you guys are gonna be seeing what you're seeing. It is what it is. Gaming for a bit. Yeah, I've been like really focused on YouTube just to give everyone like an update. I know a lot of faces here. Like, you guys are awesome. Like 30, 40 people. A lot of people I recognize. Boom. Welcome back. Logic, Silo, Bavs, everybody. Very, very cool to see everyone. I have been studying like crazy. And also trying to I've been doing up a bunch of applications basically to try to get funding or whatever so I can start like my own like agricultural business. So I'm working on some things in like the real life, you know. Yeah, which is just like I can't really dilly-dally too much. Like I'm getting close to my 30s, and I always told myself I wanted my own business by the time I'm 30. And sure, I could probably like take over the family farm and not really make a lot of money, but I've always wanted to do something like my own way. So obviously, like streaming and YouTube is like a fun little hobby, but it's just like I have found lately streaming Dark and Darker has not been as fun as making YouTube videos for Dark and Darker. Right? Wilson's Farm. Yeah, I fucking love that shit. I have, trust me, I haven't forgotten about you guys. I have thought about ways to, like, do some IRL streams. I do have another Starlink thing set up, which I don't know if I'm gonna, like, give it to my parents or not. But honestly, I really am kind of waiting, I honestly think this game would just be so much better for me to enjoy when Arena gets here. I said a little bit about how grumpy I was about some of the stuff I'm seeing on the podcast, but I just don't think, like, truthfully, and this is for all you guys, I really don't think I have the same mindset or ideas or thoughts. I can't, for whatever it is, I just find myself really uninterested in a lot of the other content and content creators, whether that be on Twitch or YouTube. Not even just uninterested, but also just like a little frustrated. So it's like not a good thing when you're trying to become a streamer, when 99% of getting to like the top of being a streamer in a category like Dark and Darker is like what I'm doing with Soapy and Ryan. Thank God they agree with me on some of these things. It's just collaborating. And those guys like Spud loves Soapy. I mean, he found his way up there. Like, he's doing some amazing stuff, putting in some crazy hours. Same with Ryan with his YouTube. But I will say, I cannot see myself really collaborating with, like, anyone. And there are guys that are getting partnership that is just, like, I just don't see myself doing it that way. And that's just, it just feels like there's a clear path to success on Twitch that I know exists. I just don't know if I want to, like, ever go that route. I could have been probably playing with Jay, like, way long ago, or like some other of these people I could have hit up, bigger content creators. Whenever I'm playing with this, like, Soapy, usually it's offline trios and stuff. Like, we just game because we love the game. It's not like I'm trying to, like, grow my audience that way. So it's kind of tough. Not saying that's the only way to do it. I could also just stream a lot more. I just don't have the time for that. So it's tough. YouTube, I can kind of manage my like day-to-day and do YouTube, right? I can manage my day-to-day. I can play the game without like, it really sucks to say this, but I watch so many people playing the game that have like a really fucked up version of the game because they're getting stream sniped, or they're getting like chased by people that are in their lobby in their game, or they're getting gaslit by their chat, or they have some crazy impression of what the game should be because they play the game a certain way and they want it to be that game. It just frustrates me. I'm just like, God damn it. Leave family and job, go full-time streaming now. When you have like a child, it's a lot more difficult. If I was just a guy like just getting out of like school or something again, and I could just like sit in my parents' basement, I guess I couldn't because they didn't have good internet. But if I had that opportunity, sure. I'm assuming I could like probably do better. I could probably do better. But I watch a lot of these people, and I watch the opinions and like what's happening with Dark and Darker, and I just see a lot of bias. I see a lot of people that experience a game that 99% of the player base don't experience, and I don't see a lot of people really enjoying the game. When I play the game not live, with like none of those interruptions, none of that weird shit happening, I'm not saying it happens to me a lot, I enjoy Dark and Darker. And it always comes back to that, like, I'm full-blown fucking addicted to video games. I've known that my whole life. Play games for fun, you know? It is what it is. But, if it ever becomes a point where just, like, I'm not enjoying video games anymore, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I just think there's times where Dark and Darker gets to that point, and it's like, is it because, like, you know, everything's so competitive? Like, your content has to be so competitive. You have to compete with the other big streamers, you know? Like, everything is just, like, a crazy competition and, like, no longer about just playing a game for, you know, because we love it. And that's just content creation now. It has changed, like, the 10 years I started watching Twitch. When I started watching Twitch in, like, 2014, even 2012. That might not have been Twitch then. People just loved playing games, you know? That's why my favorite streamer is always probably going to be Lyric. He just plays games, dude. That's the world I know. Okay, here's the thing. You guys think I'm like anti-meta when it comes to Dark and Darker. I've been like anti-meta when it comes to like progression in my life. It's really fucked up. Really fucked up. Skelly Bowman, nice to see you, man. Welcome with your party of 5. Yeah. In every aspect, yes. So I have made decisions my whole life that have like hurt probably my financial gain and all that shit. Because my morals just don't agree with it. Yeah. My mom hates it. My mom gets so mad at me. There's opportunities, like, for, like, cushiony jobs, probably government positions, just sitting on my ass, getting government benefits. I've been in one of those positions before. And, you know, just living the life, working a 9 to 5, doing something you probably don't really enjoy. But, you know, good benefits, you get a paycheck. I just can't stand the fucking people in those positions. I can't. I have a problem. I don't like people. So you're seeing that. You're seeing that in the flesh. I'm not a big fan of a lot of people that create content. I mean, Skelly's okay. We'll talk nice with Skelly Bowman for a bit. Because we have to. It's Twitch. But generally speaking, I am a picky son of a bitch when it comes to the people I spend my time with. Yeah. I don't know if it's just like because I see so much bullshit that I just can't stand, or I just get really frustrated with the amount of people that just don't realize how good they have it. How good they have it, and there's like this weird ego, like elitist thing that goes on with like, you know, the good content creators and gamers that I just don't like. You have standards? A lot of horse shit's thrown in the game lately? Yeah. I just like, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's not saying like I love streaming. I really, I'll be like, I probably should just say more. There's been probably like 3 or 4 occasions this week where I've had like in the past month where I've had like actual engagements with other people in the community that have just like really annoyed me. They've just kind of left me like really annoyed. I'm just like, is this really the like how we? Is this how like we disrespect each other like and part of the Dark and Darker community? I just don't care. It just seems so weird. Bro, Troubadour really got him fucked up. Name the person. There's like 3 or 4 people. Yeah. There's a lot I see that I just like, should I be on Twitch saying that stuff, but other content creators? Probably not, right? And it's like, if I ever want to actually get anywhere on Twitch, you just can't say those things. I mean, Jay originally used to say a lot of like, I'd say more harsh criticisms of people's content and what they do. Now he's like kind of relaxed it back a bit. He's like kind of the face of Dark and Darker, you know, 2K viewers. He kind of just like sleepwalks through the game and plays and has like funny reactions to stuff. But when I first started watching like 30 viewer Jay, he had no filter when it came to like, that looks like dog shit, that opinion's kind of dumb, whatever, right? But now everyone's like friends. Everyone's friends. They all just get along. And I know like there's gonna be like stuff with Twitch drops and they're changing like the Troubadour thing around. So the Troubadour is getting changed. They have a person who's literally designated to like babysit Troubadours. And I feel like the elitist stuff is just going to keep getting pushed. That agenda is just going to keep getting pushed to the top of the pile, you know? And it's just going to be full of the motherfuckers. And I can't stand that shit. I've worked with those people before. I specifically avoid things in my real life to stay away from that shit because, well, I mean, it feels wrong to say I haven't been at the bottom. But I've been on, like, in terms of agriculture, my family's kind of been at the bottom. And I work around some of the most elitist, like, stuck-up, like, self-serving people. It's incredible. And it's all because that's life, materialistic. You know, you do all these things. You make money for yourself. You look out for yourself. Yada, yada, yada. I get it. I get it. It just pisses me off. Huh, what a rant. Holy fuck. Right from podcast into a rant. Name the person. Yeah. Yeah, no, Mac, you're on the right track. Yeah. Anyway, I just find, like, I really hope that Arena's, like, I really hope Arena's that thing that convinces me that at least, like, will maybe put some people in check in terms of, like, what's actually good. My roaming data podcast costs me a fortune. Damn. Anyway. I just want to see people that are actually good at the game, like, shine. And I'm so tired of seeing, like, just people with, like, really bad opinions. And they have, like, somewhat of a large audience because they made, like, some good videos, I guess. It just, like, frustrates me. I'm not saying I'm amazing at the game. Community arena fights? We could, yeah. That'd be kind of cool. See you later. See you later, Logix. Logix, GG. Wait, did I miscast? Yes, you did.
GG.
Yeah, it was GG. It was like 2 hours ago. Sorry, Charlie. Started like an hour 45 ago. Arena's going to be to turn up the notch in elitism? Yeah. And that's what I'm worried about. And like I said on the podcast, these people will go to great lengths to convince their audience that they're actually really good at this game, and Dark and Darker is the problem. You know, it's the balance issues, it's whatever issues, and it just heaps, this is a really good roll, just heaps pressure on Iron Mace for no reason. And I'm really worried that Arena is going to have that effect on people. People won't be able to have, like, a non-biased opinion of the game because they're just so caught up in their own, like, their own shit. At least people who are shit will know they're bad. Yeah, I never get any, like, okay, it was kind of weird. Like, I never realized this, but like, Soapy and I were talking. He's like, if you were in, like, low diamond, in Valorant during, like, the first season, which I got there, like I said, I did this after work. I was working a different job at the time. I got to low diamond, right? That was the top, like, 7% or something, 6% of Valorant. I didn't realize that. I feel like I could have got to like mid diamond or high diamond if I really had more time next season. I probably could have done it. I played the game a couple hours a night. So I don't think I'm like bad at games. I just don't like to get the impression that like I'm better than everyone, you know? I don't understand how you can get that impression, especially in Dark and Darker, when it's like a lot of what makes you good at this game is just like building a good kit, knowing, you know, like minor details about classes and stuff, like W key, whatever you want to do. I wouldn't say minor details, it does take some effort. It's just gear makes such a big difference, people don't realize. Also, so many fucking fights. With this crystal sword, they were just going right through people. What the hell was that? I'll definitely be the lowest rank in Arena. Will they even have ranked? Like, is there gonna be a rank system like that? I'm curious. My throat is so fucked up. Feels like I've, like, swallowed glass. Like pieces of glass, and it feels like it's been that way for, like, almost 2 weeks. So I spent, like, the past week, like, basically studying for, an advanced... Oh, it's raining really hard. Jesus. I don't know what that noise was. I've been studying for, like, my advanced drone pilot license, which is kind of cool. I really want to, like, get into agricultural drones. What the fuck? Oh, and trios. Oh. This isn't good. Where are you gonna go now, buddy? Where's he going? Oh, I missed my chance. I killed somebody. Basically got smoker's cough from the forest fire smoke over here. Oh god, I hope you're not in like Jasper, Alberta right now. I think I caught him with like this long sideways swipe. Games like this never be balanced. Gear and builds make it impossible. Yeah. Edmonton. Ah. You're just breathing in all the smoke. I see. There's a lot of forest fires in Alberta. I used to have a buddy that would go out all summer and fight fires out there. You got paid really good money, but probably pretty scary stuff when there's like 50 uncontrolled fires. Anyway, I plan to keep streaming and stuff and doing the podcast. Definitely not going to do that, but you guys will probably see... I'm not going to stop doing that. I really enjoy the podcast. But you'll probably see more YouTube-focused content just because, like, it is a really fun way for me to enjoy the game. I have a ton of gear to get through. And I'll try to mix in a few more streams here and there. I've just been, like, super busy. But as far as having, like, a set schedule, what ends up happening is I try to hold to that schedule so hard, it, like, fucks over my, like, actual, like... It just makes my life a living hell for everything else I try to do. Because it's like working another job. And it doesn't pay enough. As supportive as you guys are, I love you guys. It doesn't pay enough for me to, like, chop and change my real life to do the streaming. We've been at this, like, you know, in a month. It'll be almost a year. So, after a year, I gotta start making some pretty serious consideration to, like, where am I going with this? Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Right? I don't think the growth on Twitch, like, when I was streaming a lot, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, or, like, a month ago, there wasn't really any growth on Twitch for my channel. You know, we get, like, I think there was a few streams we'd get, like, after streaming 4 or 5 hours on an evening, I'd get, like, maybe a follow. If I got a raid, you know, like, 5 or 10 people would show up. None of those guys come back. It's still all you guys. It's still the same guys from day one, which is awesome. It's just, like, I'm looking at the statistics and thinking, like, fuck. You know, there's nothing really here. Unfortunately. So I might have to grind YouTube. And by grind YouTube, I mean, like, just put a bit more effort into, like, making good YouTube content. And I really think Arena could be the moment where I'm like, I'm gonna have fun with this shit again. Big time. Free time hobby? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I tried, but then honestly we had like that peak cycle right before I started my second job in December. We had that amazing like few weeks. I had like such a shit setup. Like I was still doing everything, and I was getting good viewers and stuff. It was super fun. And then I pretty much had to stop streaming for a month. My internet service provider fucked me, and then it was like 3 months of just super inconsistent like dog shit, and we like never recovered. Honestly, we never did. Yeah, Twitch is not a good platform for growth, no, but you still gotta be there, and if you're gonna do it, you gotta be there every day. If no stream, you gotta do community days so we can play with you. True, yeah, that could be cool. Happy to support whoever I can. Yeah, YouTube is like, I can enjoy YouTube because it's like, hey, I have an hour. I can go and edit that video or fix that part that I noticed I don't like. With Twitch, it's like, an hour is nothing in terms of Twitch streaming. You need like 10 hours, 12 hours. I mean, like Solar Bear just got partnered. Sparky's at like 250 viewers. He streams every night for like 6 to 8 hours. All these guys weren't even like... All these guys, like Firebox, all those guys, when I started my YouTube, every single one of them was smaller creators than me. And I just can't keep up because I don't have time. Not saying they're not good creators. Like, the lore, every single one of them. Demo... I started long ago and just didn't have the time to do that shit as consistently as everyone else. And it is frustrating. The most frustrating part about it all, and this is what I was kind of alluding to earlier, not a single person takes anything I like really, other than Soapy and Rhyme, like, and you guys, maybe a small collective audience, no one in the community really takes a small creator's content or point of view seriously. The only time you start getting mentioned, like the lore got mentioned in the last podcast by Spud or whoever, is if you're really grinding. Because, and by grinding, I mean, like, if you're a big guy all of a sudden. And then people start to, like, actually consider your opinion. Like, okay, now I'm another big content creator. I will look at this other content creator that's doing stuff that maybe I could do. And then you start, like, building momentum, right? You can't really hang around the bottom and ever get anywhere. So, yeah, like, I remember when, like, the EA first dropped, it was, like, Repose raid. Like, Jay would raid Repose would raid Spud, and then Spud would raid Jay. And it's just, like, a cycle, and you just, like, it was just a crazy churning of new viewers, like, 400 or 500 follows, like, thousands of subs for these guys. Very, very cool. But, those are opportunities you get once you've already pretty much made it, you know? And you gotta be there every day. You gotta show up every day. Skilled class troll farming chicken. Oh, God. No, thanks. Oh, beautiful. Unfortunate rolls, but still beautiful. I love seeing legendaries. So my voice is starting to go. Like, I can feel like there's sharpness and like shit slicing in my sinuses. YouTube's been good. Yeah, I like YouTube. Took the whole game, but they actually manage it all in chicken form. Jesus Christ. No, thanks. Yeah, you guys are all really cool. I have nothing to complain about with my audience. It's just like, there is a point and a threshold that you gotta start considering, like, what am I doing? I have so many things going on in my life, like opportunities I probably should be, like, making the most of, you know? I'm not gonna say that I'm just gonna, like, even if I do, like, change something up when it comes to, like, farming or whatnot, I do want to still live stream. I want to find a way to, like, live stream, IRL stream, and not, like, leak all my shit and information and make it, like, really uncomfortable for me or my family. I want to find a way to do it, you know? I really do. I'm addicted to video games. I'm also addicted to, like, content creation, so, like, I'm gonna keep trying. Like, there's not like I'm gonna give up. It's just like a really weird moment right now. Live seed planting? Son of a bitch. Yeah. It's really tough, you know? It's really tough. But I think I'm gonna raid Ryan tonight. Thank you everyone on YouTube. I'm gonna work towards another YouTube video. I have kind of an interesting one. I might switch it up a bit. We did a lot of Halberd, a lot of Crystal Sword. We could even go, like, more insane budget. I need to clear out a bunch of this shit. I might switch the budget up. But I think from this, like, going forward, I think I'm gonna do like different, like just budget builds, like different prices. I really like the format. I like playing that way. It feels more rewarding. Fighter has so many options I still can try and work on. I was thinking of doing like a rapier heater shield combo, which would be neat. I tried one run with it. It was kind of tough. Wilson, if you do a live stream, I would recommend against keeping the Twitch VOD for it until you are sure you're good for keeping stuff out of it that may identify your location. Yeah. The issue is I live in such a like weird remote place that's so small and like it's so weird. But like at the same time, because of that reason, it's also very easy to track down the few people that live there. So it's not like I can hide in a crowd, you know? It's like there's only a couple of us doing those things, right? So I have to be careful. Really careful. But at the same time, it's like some people just don't even care about that and they just live stream and run around and do whatever they want. It's really weird. 250 gold? Yeah, some people suggested doing 124 gear score. 124 and under, which could be interesting as well. My throat's fucked. It's been really bad. I don't know what's going on. I have a family shit all weekend too. Like Soapy and Ryan are like, we're gonna do trios this weekend. I already know like 2 days, Saturday, Sunday this week are fucking busy. They don't care until they get swatted. True, yeah. My voice is probably changing dramatically. I can feel my voice changing. Rapier lantern shield? It could, yeah. Like downpouring out here right now. Is that Batman talking? It could be, you know. I knew just doing this stream is gonna fuck my voice because I haven't really been like doing a lot of streaming, and even just recording, by the time I'm done recording, like takes like sometimes an hour just to do like the voiceover and stuff. It was feeling a little raspy. Yeah, if I had to be careful because like if I edited the recording, my voice would have changed from the time the start of the recording till when I was done. So like sometimes I'd edit in my voice and it would sound like completely fucking different. Oh, fuck. Yeah, thanks Bartoxis. I'll be back on Twitch again. Like I'm not like I'm leaving forever or anything. I'm just saying like there's a lot of things with Dark and Darker in the community and like Twitch and all the things that just like really frustrate me. And I'm really having a hard time trying to decide if I want to just be the guy that says it how it is and just like probably burns bridges with like other troubadours, other content creators. Do I just want to be that guy? Like I don't want to be a mean guy. I'm really like fussy and like picky when it comes to like people's point of views, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement in the community and on Twitch and YouTube whenever. But that's just a personal opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. Just I have a very different outlook and view. My worldview is a lot different than 99% of the guys on the platform. Let's put it that way. There's not too many people that come from, like, a similar background on Twitch in general. With, like, dog shit internet, small town farming community. Like, growing up, like, I didn't see people. You know what I mean? Like, I saw my family. I remember one time I biked to my friend's house that was, like, fucking kilometers away through, like, a whole bunch of dirt roads and shit. I was like, my life is a little different. I've got my hands dirty a few times for not a lot of money. So, it's always cool being able to share some of those experiences with people on Twitch, but pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to take off. I'm going to raid Ryan. We'll see what he's up to. I'm going to go watch Ryan and watch other people and get cranky because I don't agree with their opinions. And, not really cranky, just like, sometimes I just don't I'm just not impressed. I'm just not impressed. You know, I feel like people can be a lot better at this. The Soapy guy sucks, yeah. I wouldn't, yeah, it's just like, it's so fucked because And like in a couple months' time, I'll be able to explain it better. Let's just put it that way. In a couple months, I'll be able to explain it better. I hope. I hope it's a couple months. I'll be able to explain it a lot better. And right now, I can't. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't really explain it good right now. I'll explain it later. And you guys will understand. It'll make a lot more sense then. But right now, it's kind of tricky thing to say. I don't want to be that guy yet. Let's put it that way. Anyway, we'll consider it. Maybe I'll go to bed tonight and wake up Winston tomorrow. We go live. We VOD review like 4 or 5 other streamers, and we just fucking we just really we just sit here and cringe at their opinions and their takes, because that's 90% of what I do when I watch Twitch right now. Fuck, it's bad. Anyway, boys, we gotta raid Ryan. I've been doing this too long. Do it. Ah, fuck. I want to be that guy, but like, I don't want to be a dick about it either. And like, you guys don't realize, it basically just blacklists me from like any potential growth with any other creators and troubadours and stuff, right? But the problem is, I'm getting to the point where I just don't really care. So it's like, if people want to like disrespect small content creators all the time, maybe I should just call it out. You know? I think I should just be calling it out more. Because no one else is. Everyone else is just like, they know these things are happening, but it's like, oh, it's okay, because he's another kind of like mediocre or large streamer. It's okay, because like he's another content creator that I don't want to like anger my viewer. Like, it's just fucking weird, honestly. Like this little clique of like elitist nonsense that happens. Very, very weird. I think the average person playing Dark and Darker does not get involved in that shit, right? So. Crunchers, yeah, Nomac, do it. Yeah, I'm getting close, Nomac. I'm not gonna be like full send like drama streamer, but there's some weird stuff. Like, I'm just like, fuck this, pissing me off. I literally got, okay. Here's just a. I think I talked about this before. It's in my Discord. What another like big content creator said to me about the game. I took it to DMs because I was like kind of like frustrated with being so disrespected, and I was basically told I was acting like a child in Troubadour chat. And I'm like a 40-year-old guy with a family, and I can't really act that way. It's just not my image. I then explained to him I was in my 20s. And he didn't have a fucking clue what he was talking about. So. Anyway. That's just one example. Weird stuff. But I truly believe there's trends on YouTube that are bad for this game more than they are good for this game. Let's just put it that way. We'll see. Burn the bridges. Burn them all. Is acting like a child? Yeah. Anyway, I will raid Ryan. I will see you guys over there. Please have a good stream. I love this game. I still love playing this game. Don't ever get that impression that I don't love this game. I just dislike a lot of shit around outside of the game, and like the trends I'm seeing, like it's crazy. I feel like I have like decent opinions about Dark and Darker, but a lot of them are just like irrelevant because I don't have a huge platform. It's just a weird thing. That's just life, though. That's just life. We'll hit up Ryan. Really awesome guy. Likes to agree with me on my stuff. Even though he probably disagrees with 90% of what I'm saying. He's too scared to say otherwise. And then Sopianos, yeah. We'll hit up Ryan. Thank you everyone on YouTube. Sorry this turned into like a crazy rant. But it is what it is, right? I'm starting to like be unable to talk, so yeah, I'm getting to that point. Kind of cool voice sound. Bet you if I watch this video back, it will sound pretty cool. You like the game better? I love the game. I love the game. It's just yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys all soon. I'm probably gonna work on another YouTube video in the next day or two, and then I'm gonna try to throw a stream in a little quicker. Like I said, I've been sick, studying for something, trying to get some life shit together before the summer ends. I'll see you boys next time. Hugely appreciated everyone being here for the podcast. Amazing stuff. Bye-bye. Farm life tomorrow.
Yo, happy birthday, my dude.